this way before. Travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path. And like happened oh so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet. And nothing can shake me. Cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. Never. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games to play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. Fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. From much expected, much is given. Wanna make a living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let us see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it to life. Oh, for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm aces. Learn and develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition, back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition, I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. While cancer slowing our road, I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, giving something away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm gonna wrestle and fight this final round. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Don't quickly, they'll come for your role. Can't get play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. Telling you the truth, it's all in what you do, some things you gotta do, I'm gonna share all that I have and give to those in need. So we're gonna win this battle, fight that disease. No more kids, no children leaving hearts that's young. We got to keep it open. No, I love you.
Are you making it?
Great job.
Yay.
Oh my God.
Cancer is killing, millions and millions of people. Me and my team, along with Sam Watson and his team, we're going to stand together and fight this disease.
I come this way before. Travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path. And like happened oh so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet. And nothing can shake me. Cause I know life took a hold This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. No, never. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games to play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. It's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. For the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm ASICs. Learn to develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving, they changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind, so I do it for
all my people.
Jabbing the competition.
What it do, Eric Gomes? What it do, Richie Rich, TS Boxing? What's up, JP, Era JQ? What it do, Jean Lejeune? What's up, Mike Biggs? Appreciate you, Utah. Opulent Big Homie Coop, man. Thank you, big homie Coop. It's all love, man. G Brown, AJ McCoy, Birdman, Club 57, CB Sports, man. Hey. Appreciate you, man. I know the household is busy. King Corleone. Thank you, man. I thank you, man, for your support over the years, man. And everyone else. Big homie Coop. Chuck Chill, what's up? Devil is a lie. Hey, Anwar, appreciate you, man. Latifa, appreciate you. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Oak Park, Ernest Nichols, the Village Brother, the Graduate. Hey, Douglas Kirkland, Victor, what's up? Unique Don in the house. Jello D, what's up? MXC. What number was that again? What's up, big homie? I appreciate y'all coming in here, King Israel, Kamara. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you, man. We're going to play this trailer and get started with the show. And we're going to jump on into this, man. And, yeah, man, it's not cool. But we're going to start this trailer. And, oh, man. I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries. And can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
At least 15. Hey, you know, I was thinking I was running the other day. Literally running. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I thought of this, right? I says, it is utterly impossible for God or Allah to have a last messenger. Put that in perspective. It's impossible. In theory, it's impossible. So billions of people come. Billions. And that's his last messenger? They make up shit. Man, they done bamboozled the people, man. Bamboozled that you're the last messenger of Allah. They just be throwing out titles and people be falling for it, man. God bless you. There's no such thing as the last messenger if people keep on coming and coming and coming and coming. You know what I mean? So anyways, man, welcome to the show, man. We got an interesting show, man. I totally appreciate you guys coming in here. As you guys saw in the thumbnail, I think I need to email it to myself so we can have this conversation, this totality, man. And don't forget, Kyle got a movie coming out Sunday. Everyone's coming to the shop with $7 on Sunday. $7 on Sunday. Lucky number 7. Lucky number 7. And um and pretty interesting. I was on the phone with man. I would tell you one thing, y'all PBC fighters better fasten your seatbelt because it's about to be rocky. It's about to get well. It already is, but now it's coming to the forefront, and it's coming. It's becoming public knowledge. And I'm just gonna hit the refresh button on what I've been telling y'all for some time. I told you guys um late this year, this summer, that fighters are going to start coming out and talking about how challenging it's been not having fights. And y'all said, "Oh, Fred, you lying. You lying on the last messenger of Allah, Al Haymon. You're lying, Fred. How can you make these claims? You're just a peasant. That's basically what people are saying. You're not as smart as Al Haymon. How can you make those claims? No way. No way." But they praise drug dealers. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? Oh, that drug dealer is the best drug dealer in the world. Can I have your autograph? Can I take a picture? Make it make sense, right? Or they praise a gang banger, or Snoop Dogg is their favorite rapper. You know what I mean? But but no one can be smarter than Al Haymon. Man, you got to make this joint make sense. So I told you guys that summer of 2022 is going to be a rough summer. And these fighters are going to wake up, and it has started. Travis Kaufman, right? You guys know what Travis Kaufman is, right? I think I need to put it on the screen. So let me put it on the screen. And in the meantime, between time, hopefully everyone is hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Why not? Why not? Hit the like button. Oh man. And it's sad when the victim have a name. You know what I mean? Like it's really tough because um although I knew this was coming down the pipeline, but it's real challenging when you actually see it happen to the fighters, man. And that's the last thing ultimately I really want to happen is these fighters getting financial perils and have difficulty taking care of their family and stuff like that. It's heart-wrenching. I read this today and I was heart-wrenched, you know what I mean? And it's tough to read. Same way it was tough to listen to Mickey Bay last week, but I'm gonna pull it up on my screen. I'm gonna pull up remix. I'm gonna pull it up on my screen so everyone can see it. And it's just heart-wrenching, man. And I've had a few engagement with Travis Kaufman. He's very forward with his masculinity in terms of being a man. He's very forward, very forward. And I have a great deal of respect for Travis Kaufman. And I've only interviewed him 5 times. I interviewed him for the Luis Ortiz fight. I interviewed him for the Earl Spence fight. He was out there for the Earl Spence fight. I remember that. He actually knew me. He said, "Hey, what's up, man? I know who you are." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And it's probably from my Prince Nassim interviews. You know what I mean? Because I actually got a thrill out of interviewing Prince Nassim, as you guys know already. But it's just heart-wrenching, man, that this is coming to fruition. And Al Haymon is running a Ponzi scheme that y'all didn't fully understand or respect. But I'm gonna get into it as the show goes on. So this is a quote from Travis Kaufman. "I made a total of $750,000. Now we're gonna get into that. I made a total of $750,000 from 2015 to 2020, and I am broke with some assets. Just shows that money don't last forever unless you make right investments, and also shows I should have helped myself before I helped friends. I am not mad at all because I got a huge heart and I know damn well I help more than a handful of people. However, I knew then what I know now. I wouldn't have helped anyone until I first had invested some some of my money could make so my money could make money. Lesson is learn from my mistake and invest in yours before you invest in others, right?" End quote. Now let's go to um Travis Kaufman's box rec. And that'll give us, because everybody say Al Heyman, Al Heyman money, Al Heyman this. He said he's made $750,000. And this is what you guys don't understand. Al Heyman used Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence, and all these other guys. Used them to create the illusion. To create the illusion, okay? That and I fell into the trap too. I can't sit here and lie and say, "Oh, Fred, oh, I thought that was the case too." But when you wake up, you know better. You know what I mean? And let me drop in this box rec so you guys can see it. All right. Now he has had since 2015, he's been a PBC fighter. And for those of you who don't know, his dad was the East Coast promoter for Al Heyman. And we'll get into that later. But he's fought since 2015. And the reason why he said from 2015 to 2020 was because that's when he signed with Al Heyman. That's why he said from 2015 to 2020. Richard Carmack, Mr. Espinoza, Chris Areola, most notable Amir Mansour, Scott Alexander, Luis Ortiz, and Otto Wallen. Okay, now he's made $750,000. Some would say he should have made $750,000 just for the Luis Ortiz fight. He was the co-main event on Deontay Wilder. Y'all need me to pull it up so we can make this factual, so we can just end the debates and shit. Luis Ortiz. Let's go to the event. Luis Ortiz versus Travis Kaufman. He was the opening on the pay-per-view. Remember Jared Hurd? I remember Jared Hurd got $1 million for that fight. Mark Anthony Barrega, Luis Ortiz versus Travis Kaufman. Everybody say Al Heyman fighters makes all this money. They all millionaires. They all rolling in the dough. No, they're not. They need to fight to make money. And we sit here and say, well, Jamal Charlo has money. Jamal Charlo has money. Deontay Wilder has money. Earl Spence has money. It stops there. You guys don't understand. When you don't work, you don't get paid. And boxing fans really, really need to understand the big picture instead of rooting for your best fighter and thinking every fighter has that lifestyle. No. Every fighter does not have that lifestyle. They need to work. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to start calling it down the line. If you want to be an asset to these fighters, challenge Al Heyman to spread it out. Give these fighters paydays. You understand what I'm saying? Give these fighters paydays. And it's awful when these guys are fighting once a year, not fighting a year. Boxing and basketball and boxing. Go to his channel. He did a statistic yesterday. I watched his video yesterday. He said 71% of PBC fighters. We should watch that. I don't know if he would strike me, but we should watch that video together. 71% of fighters on PBC fought once or not at all. But I'm dispelling the myth. Y'all think everybody at PBC are millionaires and rolling in the dough. No, they are they fight for a living. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? They fight for a living. And when you guys don't grasp the big picture, you guys become delusional, disingenuous. Oh, I don't care. As long as Earl Spence is fighting, I don't care. As long as Deontay Wilder is fighting, I don't care. So I think we need to fully start respecting the truth about this. It's no longer PBC. It's going to be a fire sale this summer. These fighters going to wake up and realize, holy cow. Logan Paul said Floyd Mayweather and Al Haymon and Steven Espinoza didn't pay him. Oh, okay. Thank you. You said I can play it. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. But it's just I'll play it at 10 o'clock and we'll all watch it together because I think it's an important video. Thank you, dog. And I think it's incredibly important. You guys are just so narrow-minded. You only stick to your 3 favorite fighters, and that's all of boxing. No, how your fighter became your favorite fighter by fighting 5 times a year in these little casinos, in Mississippi, out here in the high desert, Friday night fights. You guys are missing the big picture, and it's okay because more fighters are going to come out. Because I have spoken to at least 20 PBC fighters, man. At least 20 PBC fighters that has told me, God, I can't get a fight. I can't pay my bills. I can't even get on a card. And you guys are just saying, oh, Errol Spence got a date. I don't care. No, Errol Spence was a prospect 4 years ago. You're disrespecting the sport as a fan. You're being disingenuous as a whole, man. So I think that we got to Earl, I'm not caping for him. I'm not caping for the dad. I'm not caping for no promoter. We gonna call it right down. We gonna call it down to fuck it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not saying his dad was right. Errol Spence, Al Haymon is wrong. No, Al Haymon ran a Ponzi scheme. Al Haymon ran a Ponzi scheme and it worked for him. And it really, really worked for him. I swear it worked for him. You understand? Here's what happened. Matter of fact, okay, we're going to get there. I need you guys, and you guys take it for what it is. We're going to read this article. And for all you dumb Negroes that say, oh, I'm not mad at Al at all. All I'm doing is a truth sayer. I don't respect Al because his business practices are terrible. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: not Al Haymon, Bob Arum was right. He's gonna ruin the sport of boxing. Yes, Deontay, and let me tell you one thing: Deontay Wilder is gonna be well off. Errol Spence is gonna be well off. Tank Davis is gonna be well off. The Charlo brothers, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be well off. I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying? Fighting once a year with that lifestyle. I can't say they're gonna be well off. They better start shutting it down, because Travis Kaufman is a great example of it. And I respect Travis Kaufman. He was cool to me. He got a lot of sauce to him. He cool, he got swagger to him. You know what I mean? He's that dude. He's that white dude that lived in the neighborhood. He's that dude. That's basically who is the athletic big dude in the neighborhood. In my neighborhood, we got the Latinos, the big Latino brothers. You know what I mean? That got that sauce. They got the black girlfriend and shit like that. You know what I mean? That had the 320, the 318i. That's the BMW when I was a kid and shit. That was him. That's Travis Kaufman in my neighborhood. And I'm giving you a profile of him so you guys can know who he is, because many of you haven't met Travis Kaufman. And but it's time for us to wake up, because what we want at the end of the day as fans is cards, is boxing matches, the best fighting the best. That's what we want at the end of the day. If Bob Arum is doing some BS, we go at him. If Eddie Hearn, Al Haymon, I was caught up in the sauce. As it pertains to, oh man, he pro-black. We got to root for the black man because Bob Arum is doing it wrong. I was like that for a couple of years. And then I presented something to PBC, like there's a whole bunch of racism going on. They're being disrespectful to media, and then the media won't say nothing. I'm like, oh, media is quiet. Oh, I don't care. I want my credential. I'm not going to go against the machine. I said, oh, okay. And then when I realized it was money over everything, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Y'all can finish the rest. Dollar bill, y'all. And when I woke up, I says, it's not about being pro-black. It's about being green. And I says, okay. And that's when I realized for real, there's no ally. I had no allies. I had no allies in the sport of boxing. For real. Nah. No one would go. No one. Let me give you the example of what's going on. It was Keith Thurman. Who did he fight January, his comeback fight? Jessicito Lopez. And hundreds of people saw what happened. And no one, I'm talking about media. No one did nothing. No promoter did nothing. Only Gary Russell. That's it. You understand? And then when we talk, oh, you got to be pro-black. You got to be this. You got to be that. So I say, you know what? Nah, it's not that. And here's what, and here's why I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to read this article. Hopefully my eyes last. You know what I mean? Hopefully my eyes make it through this. I'll be honest, because it gets late and my eyes start fading. You know what I mean? Reading those kids' books and all that. What's up, Kyle? How you doing?
What's going on, Big Fred?
Hey, what's up? I'm going to drop this article in real quick, and we're going to read this article. And read this article from context. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Read it from context, not from, oh, he's right, you're wrong. Understand context, okay? And when you understand context, you will understand this article. All right, we're going to read this article together. Okay, here's what we're going to do. $925 million lawsuit filed over investments with PBC shady entrepreneur Al Haymon. How do you, and you guys see May 16, 2016, how do you allegedly lose $500 million in 3 years? Read it here and find out. Boxing fans who enjoyed last Saturday rematch scrap between 2011 Fight of the Year winner Andre Berto, Victor Ortiz are no doubt familiar with Premier Boxing Champions, the television series helmed by power manager Al Haymon. PBC rocketed to prominence early last year with its frequent and sometimes compelling matchups on channels including NBC, MSNBC, you got the networks, and Bounce. It garnished even more attention on the business end as a time buy, with money flowing from Haymon's corporate entities to the television networks instead of the other way around. So basically what that's saying is Al Haymon bought time on ESPN. Remember, Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Morris is on ESPN, and so on and so forth. Those are called time buys. Naturally, this requires massive amounts of funding, hundreds of millions of dollars, which came from the asset management company Waddell and Reed via fund manager Ryan Caldwell. As Caldwell put it, you have to be capitalized for 3 to 5 years to do this, to weather the storm, because in some regards, you were going to be the irrational player for a while. You're turning the model completely upside down. So basically, they want to turn boxing upside down, right? Well, turning the business model upside down seems to have made some shareholders of Waddell and Reed extremely unhappy. Fight Options Zach Arnold was first to discover a February lawsuit in Kansas City federal court filed against Waddell shareholders of funds purportedly invested in Haymon's corporate entities. The investors are looking to recover at least $300 million and perhaps as much as $925 million of losses and other damages as a result of willful and gross breaches of fiduciary duties towards shareholders to prudently monitor and supervise the fund's investments to meet the investment objectives as stated in the fund's prospect. Anyways, y'all can read that word. Prospectus, whatever. I gotta define that word. Supervise the fund's portfolio managers and rigorously enforce the fund's compliance and ethical codes. Okay. Now, the complaint describes Haymon as a shady entrepreneur of potentially criminal company. Unbeknownst to investors, starting in or about April 2013, the trustees permitted and approved purchases by Ryan Caldwell, one of the two portfolio managers of the funds, of approximately 925 million of private securities in startup and potentially criminal company in the field of professional boxing promotion. These purchases had no economic justifications, but rather were motivated by Caldwell's personal interest and benefit. In fact, Caldwell acknowledged at or about the time that this boxing promotion company faced short-term losses of hundreds of millions of dollars, the fund's money, and personally attended business meetings on behalf of this company's shady entrepreneur, Alan Haymon, to pledge future financial support of the funds. The potential criminal, I should go on down because you guys want to get to the meat and potatoes because it's a long article. According to the complaint, I'm here. According to the complaint of unnamed hedge fund had previously declined to invest in boxing promotion company. Let's go down here. Here's what the investment totals. Can you guys see this? $925 million, right? According to Waddell's website, as of March 31st, 2016, these 6 investments now have a total market value of 357, which applies to the investments alleged used to finance. PBC has collectively lost $567 million in less than 3 years. Now, I'm explaining to you why this is important later. Losses are a part of investing, but in this case, the plaintiff argued that Waddell did not make material disclosures about MGH, made erroneous reports in financial statements, and failed to disclose the risks of MGH investments. The trustees should have never allowed Caldwell to use almost $1 billion of funds and assets to participate in boxing promoters fantasy camp. I got to get to the point where let's see. The federal lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed on April 18th with a new case filed in the state the very next day. Bloody Elbow has yet to abstain. The court report. How does one allegedly lose $500 million in a combat sport organized in just under 3 years? Boxing mega manager Al Haymon just provided the blueprint. Time buys lost leaders allegedly spending hundreds of millions of dollars buying boxers' contracts. This weather the storm part of investments, something Caldwell would take 3 to 5 years just to start. This is where I'm at. We seem to have some pretty unhappy Waddell fund shareholders and Haymon facing antitrust lawsuits from boxing's big promoters, but only time will tell, so on and so forth. Now, why is this important? The reason why this is important is because $925 million is impossible to blow by accident. And you say, Fred, what are you talking about? Now you got to keep in mind, I don't know if you guys want me to pull up the articles, but midway through this 6-year term, Showtime invested $50 million. Remember, they got $40 million from Showtime, $50 million from Fox, and so on and so forth, right? If they're paying for the fighters contracts and the fights and the promotions to put them on, and Fox is doing the same thing, how do you lose $1 billion, Kyle? I'm trying to make it make sense. You can't lose because keep in mind, 2.5 years ago, y'all remember Eddie Hearn said he coming over here with $1 billion. He didn't have $1 billion, and everybody knew it. But everyone got on him. Oh, then you ain't got $1 billion. Get out of here. You're colonizing the sport. Al Haymon did one thing, and he did one thing only. He used Deontay Wilder and all these names, the Danny Garcias, the Earl Spence, to cover up what I believe he was doing, allegedly, right? Him and Ryan Caldwell were the managers of the hedge fund. And they get paid which is legal. The same thing Jay Morrison is doing. The very same thing Jay Morrison is doing is the same thing Alan Haymon is doing, allegedly, right? And guess what? If PBC succeeds, guess what? Guess what? Alan Haymon is on the hook for, Kyle. If PBC
$1 billion.
$1 billion. $1 billion. So guess what? He don't want to be on the hook for $1 billion. He don't know. Why should he? He's legally protected. It's an investment. It's like going to Vegas and me and Kyle, you got 500, I got 500, and you say, Fred, and you say, Fred, red has been dropping 75% of the time. You got 500, I got, okay, let's put 500. Boom, we hit red. You got Deontay Wilder. Boom, we got red. Or let's let it ride. Now we got 2,000. We got 1,000. We got 2,000 now. Boom, we got Earl Spence. We take it to 4,000. Yes, we hit it. Yes. And so on and so forth.
Tank.
Can't ride it out. It's impossible. You're going to get stomped. And that's the problem these fighters are having. Al Haymon don't want to invest no money in boxing at all. Al Haymon allegedly took his money off the top because he is the manager of not only the fund, he's the manager of the fighters. And not only is he the manager, he is the promoter. And not only is he the promoter, he's in charge of the advertising dollars and everything else. And this is what everybody needs to understand. This is a problem in boxing. This is a major problem because we say Bob Arum ripped people off. True. Eddie Hearn is whatever you want to call Eddie Hearn. True. But how about Mr. Alan Haymon, who's going to have fighters like Kaufman, fighters like Robert Easter, fighters like, how the hell is Gary Antoine Russell not fighting? Guys got to make it make sense.
Hey.
Yeah.
So you saying if the PBC succeeds, then he's got to pay?
Oh, it's an investment. Yes. It's an investment. So now he has to show proof that it's failing. If he shows proof that it's in the black, he got to pay back that investment money.
So, but if it's in the red, he get to keep it?
If it's in the red, it's a failed business.
And then if he sells it, what happens?
He ain't going to sell it. You ain't going to sell PBC. You got to understand. Listen to
what? So shit. So he ain't. So basically, he get to just kick it with that money.
Yeah, it's an investment. It's a failed investment. And guess what? PBC is not the fighters. PBC is a content creator. It's different from the fighters. The fighters are not attached to this contract. The business has to lose. It's no way this business can succeed. That's why I laughed at Bob Arum when he said, "Oh, he's terrible for boxing." Now Travis Kaufman can't get a fight. And you guys say, "Oh, he made $150,000 a year. He got to pay his trainer, he got to pay his manager, he got to pay taxes." And that is a workman's like. He's an undercard fighter. No disrespect to him, but he's a co-main event. Deontay Wilder and in between fights against Luis Ortiz and Tyson Fury. He's one of those guys. And when those guys aren't working, it's just like in America. If the minimum wage workers are not working, we don't have an American society. And that's the same thing with boxers. If we don't have these guys, these Kiko Martinez's, these Travis Kaufmans, we don't have a sport. And that's what we're missing in this whole grand scheme of things. We just look at Earl Spence $400,000 jewelry piece. We look at Tank Davis $1.8 million. We look at Deontay Wilder's immaculate home, and we say, "Oh, these fighters are living the best life." They not, outside of those 10 guys. And that's the problem. And you say he was making $75,000 a year, right? How come Fortuna, whatever his name is, how come he gets to fight 90 days from his last
Fundora.
Fundora? Thank you, dog. How come he gets to lose? He gets to fight 90 days from his last fight date. David Benavidez, 120 days. He's fighting March 12th in Arizona.
I mean, aren't they signed with Samson though?
Yeah, he signed with Samson. And if Travis Kaufman went broke with $750,000, just to add to Marky Dan, how'd Al lose $900 million in 5 years? My pre-law professor would say he's a damn criminal. Man, listen. He knew what he was doing. I genuinely believe in the beginning he had great intentions. Like anything else, you have great intentions, like you want to help people, and then you realize, shit, if I work at the Louis Vuitton store, I'm making $18 an hour and getting 10% off of what I sell. Shit, if I could steal one purse a week, and then it turns into two purses, and that's what I believe happened to Al Haymon. He's like, oh shit, I'm protected by the law. I want to do this UFC model. But I can't do it. It's too late. I done babied the fighters. And he overpaid in the beginning. It still don't amount to $900 million because y'all can Google where Fox and Showtime signed multi-million-dollar deals.
He basically a liaison.
No, because he has them under contract.
No, I'm saying, but like Samson's fighters, how does that work out?
Okay, so Samson has his own promotional company, right? Yeah, Samson Boxing. He's the president. He has his own promotional company, right? I'm not sure if he's a manager or a promoter. I would think he's a promoter. So let's assume he's a promoter, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he a promoter or a manager? And so let's Google it. Yeah, Google Samson Boxing LLC. See if he's a promoter so we can get the story correct and I can explain it to you. And guess what I found? Oh, I need to put this on the screen. Here's another thing that I found that you guys going to understand. It's all going to make sense once I show you this. Hopefully. Hopefully you guys are, and all these time y'all thought Adrian Broner was saying the wrong things. I'm going to play boxing and basketball's videos. It's about a 15-minute video. I want you guys to actually watch that video. And he gave me permission to play it. So I'm going to play. It's like a 15-minute video. I think it's important. And when I play, it'll make sense. But let me find this. Dang, I got so many. I'm sorry. I got so many windows. That's why for this show. Everybody always wanted to know their agreement.
You want me to put the link in the chat for it or what?
To what? What is he, the promoter or the manager?
Man, it's a whole damn bio.
No, but
So I think
what is it?
they never say exactly what he is.
It says
They
on
just
the
say
website.
they just say his name and say he's a boxing president.
Is he the promoter?
They don't say promoter. They just say president.
Does it say promotional company at all?
Mm-mm.
All right. What you guys are watching is the agreement between Al Haymon and Bob Arum. Don't ask me how I get this information. I just do. Okay. All right. Now, in this information, let me read it to you guys so you guys have a great understanding. Haymon Sports waived this provision in 2016 to a settlement agreement with another promoter, Top Rank, which resulted in a dismissal of a recorded case. Now, what he dismissed is the stronghold of allowing the fighters what he this is what Bob Arum didn't want to talk about, and it's among other things too. He dismissed the right of the fight of Al Haymon having provision over the fighters from going on other networks to fight because the fighters needed signatures. So so that's where we're at. And if you think I'm doing my people wrong, then you're gonna have to talk to the 75 to 100 fighters, the black fighters that's gonna be unemployed. And then I want you to come back and say, oh, and that's the sad part about it. You guys are narrative driven instead of seeking the truth. You guys think that let me kick this dude out. You think that all black people are 100% of the time. No. Why is your yes, go ahead. Yes.
Fred, he get his fighters to the belt like a motherfucker, dog.
Oh, he do?
Look at this shit here.
Put the link in the chat so I can pull it up.
All right.
Oh, I can't. You gotta. Can you DM it? Can you DM it to me? Because I'm on. I can't copy and paste from here.
I'll put it in. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
Hey, D. Will, you got you're a victim of white supremacy, man. You said because the mob do it. The mob ain't got nothing to do with our community. If we take care of us, we ain't got to worry about nothing outside of us, and that's the problem.
Put that link in the chat, Fred.
No, send it to my DM. We are contingent upon comparing ourselves to white people and other criminals. No, if we say recycle our dollars, why do we compare ourselves to what white people do? Well, white people get away with this. What?
That's day one. That's day one.
That's the psychosis that you're in. You're black trauma pimping. What I've been saying. No, who cares? Who cares? You know where you start, where you're born, right? You know what the race is, right? You know that the judicial system has a systemic.
I sent it to you, Fred.
Thank you. And guess what, Nardi? Who cares? So let's say hypothetically, I didn't give Bob this same energy. Who cares? It's Al doing this to your favorite fighter. That's why you are basically a DL Hewley in the chat.
Bro, we get on Bob Arum ass all the time in this joint.
No, don't worry about it. I got 1,000 videos, and the reason why Bob Arum and I get along so well because I stood up to him. I didn't see no black promoter challenge him on disrespecting those women. Did I? I think people who compare black people to white people are truly cowards. I think you got coward in you. And I stand on that. Well, white people get away with it. How come I can't? You're a coward. I think you're a coward. You only black when you're playing basketball.
Hey, hey, DJ, get your ass on here pretty soon.
Oh, man. So,
man, he got some information, dog.
Cool.
Let me read this to you, Big Fred.
Oh, go ahead.
And this is why Fundora keeps getting fights.
Oh, go ahead. Feel free to share.
So Tank got $1 million.
Uh-huh.
Isaac Cruz got 300,000.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fundora got 75,000.
Yep.
The dude he fought got 50,000.
Yep.
Deverchenko got 200,000.
Yep.
The dude he fought got 50,000.
Boom. And that's the same business model Bob Arum runs. I told you guys, cheap labor wins all the time. Cheap labor. He ain't doing nothing Bob Arum ain't doing. And guess who card he's on? Al Haymon's card. These are all facts. I teach you guys the game, but you guys got this pro-black blocker in your head.
But and that's why he needs to be held accountable, because he sold us on a pro-black dream.
Yeah, in a sense. And he also said it was free.
No, it ain't in no sense, Fred.
Well,
he put there all the black, huh?
He's never said it. So it's hard for me to hold him accountable to nothing.
I got you.
But I get what you're saying.
But it damn sure feel like it, Fred.
The visual of it is like, oh hell. Oh, we about to go to Wakanda. You know what I mean? Where we guys gonna be, it's gonna flourish. All the flowers gonna be black. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is this. It's gonna be a tough summer. All right. Summer 20.
And it's all about the optics.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like the way it looks, it's like this is a black promotional company.
Yeah.
You did what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So we won't hold Bob Arum to the same standard, because he already told you it's fuck you and fuck whoever else. You know what I'm saying? He gonna fuck whoever. He done fuck Mikey Garcia, he Mexican. Oscar De La Hoya been fucked. You know what I'm saying? He don't give a fuck. He fucking everybody. But the thing about it was, Al Haymon sold us on a dream, dog. Now I will say this: his 5 or 10, yeah, they good. Everybody else, shit.
And if you disagree, beam in, call in. Don't just sit in the chat and talk. This is the barbershop. Come in and disagree.
Yeah, it's fine, man. That's what it's all about. But I would say this though.
Yes.
Listen, it's on wax. Bob Arum came in here and I got on his ass about Shakur Stevenson not getting Oscar Valdez. Right or wrong, Fred?
We both did. But you know what? I'm not into appeasing their I don't want to appease people who feel satisfied with being equal to a white person. These are black people who want to be equal to white people. Or you're not keeping the same energy for white people. You get what I'm saying? Their life is validated by being equal to a white person. Whenever a black person compares victimhood to a white person and the white person is the hero, they got a problem in their life. I don't want to appease them. They need to fix that on their own. If a black man is wrong, he's wrong. It's no reason to compare him to a white person. That's cowardly behavior. I don't walk to Lincoln and be like, oh, well, you got to get an A because Bryce got an A.
Shout out to L Dub. L Dub is a fucking legend.
Oh, what he said?
I love this fucking guy. Samson is a promoter. Shout out to fucking L Dub. Okay. This nigga L Dub is an encyclopedia of boxing. You gotta love him. You got to fucking love L Dub. He sent me the man Instagram, and on this Instagram he said sports promoter. Yeah. President of Samson's Boxing.
Okay, so what does what was the question so I can break it down? Let me open up these phone lines. I think the boxing MD. Let me bring him in. Hey, what's up?
What's going on, guys? I don't know if I disagree or agree yet, but I do have some questions.
Sure.
So when I got off the bandwagon was when I saw what was going on with Haney and what's the other 130 guy? You mentioned his name earlier.
Moses?
No. The
Tank Davis?
nah, he's with lost to Lomachenko. Lomachenko's best win, really.
Oh, he lost to Lomachenko?
Yeah, Gary.
Gary Russell.
Yeah, when I saw what was going on with that situation,
Thank you, Kyle.
I started to raise an eye, because it was looking funny, why that fight couldn't be made. But my question to you is, if we know, or if we can agree that on some level, this is chess, not checkers, then how do we know that PBC was the end goal for Haymon? How do we know that PBC was not just a means to the next step, which we maybe are not, thinking about where he's trying to go with it? That maybe PBC was just is just a stepping stone. That's my first question.
I believe his goal, according to the court records, was to build like a league, like the NFL, the NBA, and UFC model, and he couldn't pull it together.
Well, I mean, I think it just depends on what we're gonna say about Haymon. If we're gonna believe that he was just overpaying fighters, and just believe that he was going to continue to be able to overpay fighters until he had this, incredible roster, and it was just going to work that way, then okay. But if we're going to believe that his business acumen is half of what people say it is, then maybe the overpaying of the fighters and the beginning of PBC and the getting of the funding was just to get his foot in the door to begin to do something with in boxing that maybe PBC isn't the end all be all goal of. Can you see that in any regard, or do you believe?
No, I think he failed, and I like I said, I believe he started off good. He had an idea: if I can get all these fighters to come over and sign with me, and by the way, he's not an advisor. The court documents say he's a manager. So let's throw advisor away. He is a manager of the fighters, and he talks through TGB Promotions, TBG, whatever the acronym is, and his voice funnels through that promotional company. All right, and it's over. PBC is over. It's no coming back. Where is he gonna get the funds?
No. Now
Yeah.
my goal, what I was saying is, I'm never saying that this isn't a failed venture in our eyes, but I'm saying maybe if the design was to fail because of what the next play is, or what do you think Haymon's play will be next, if there will be a play in boxing?
Al Haymon will be one of the richest, let's say black. He's gonna be one of the richest black men in America. He used OPMs to run PBC. I believe
it's just on a couple different levels. It's kind of confusing because based off what he was doing before he got into boxing, it seems like there were many routes to billionaire status outside of a crooked one. There were many ways. If you know anything about these major venues, like Madison Square Garden or what have you, getting into these gardens and getting your events, concerts into this, it isn't an easy feat. You know what I'm saying? There's a short list. So for him to be on these type of lists across America, it doesn't make sense to say, you know what, I'm going to stop this where I could easily be a billionaire on the short list of getting into these major venues, and I'm going to go do something else that is somewhat of a Ponzi scheme instead. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't, as someone who is looking at his mind,
you're overthinking it. Like, today is December 29th. We're going to talk about where we're at in this situation.
Yeah.
It's not what he's doing. You're looking at it. You went from $925 million till in 2 days, Luis Ortiz, Charles Martin is on pay-per-view. You have your answer. It's no reason to question where we're at, what's his next move. It's raining in California. I know they say it's 90 degrees in the summertime, but today we need rain boots and an umbrella. And today, PBC fighters need rain boots and an umbrella.
Well, that's my without even asking my second question yet. That would be my, I guess, my biggest issue with the stance that you're taking is because if you're going to acknowledge his business acumen, and then at the same time to turn you don't have to, but I'm just saying I think a lot of people would acknowledge his business acumen over the lifespan of him doing business, to turn around and just say, well, it's just a failed venture or what have you. I think it lends itself to overlooking a lot of the intricacies that can play a part or a role in what his move is today or what the next move is tomorrow. For us to look on the outside to say that we know the inner workings, I think is a bit much, just knowing personally what it takes to put on a show of those magnitudes, what those costs are. We don't necessarily know exactly where all the money went.
I know. So what's your second question?
So to that, you think that business acumen is just out the window? You think he just failed?
He didn't. He did he fail? Of course he failed.
Okay, all right. And secondly, what I would ask is, do you think at a majority of these major venues or what have you, what I thought personally with the advisor quote unquote role, what I believed was the benefit to the fighters, I thought was the ability to run their own promotional company, and in that would be you get to control all of the intricacies, all of the small detailed bills that you have when it comes to running putting on a major promotion. That's what I thought the benefit was, and not necessarily that you get a break in that area, but you also get the tax write-off of having used those things as tax as business expenses, rather than I'm just a fighter and I have to pay all of these people to do whatever they do. That's what I thought the benefit of that quote unquote advisor role was, and having their own promotional companies. Can you speak a little bit to like if that's true?
No, I'll just give you the simple answer.
Okay.
Tell me a PBC fighter that's running events through their promotional company.
Well, I mean, both Spence and
no. I said they're running their own cards through their promotional company. Tell me one.
Solely?
Yeah, that's why you have a promotional company, right? To make money and put on your events. That's
but if you're doing like for instance, if ESPN, if Bob
Jamel Charlo had one.
Jamel Charlo, he did have one.
Yeah, but you can be, but co-promotion is the same thing.
No, it's not. Co-promotion is not. No. Co-promotion.
How is it not?
Because you're not putting the money up.
You're not putting the money up. Like, it's, don't you know, the guy, the co-promoter is just a fighter. It's just for namesake. The co-promoter don't put up no money.
Oh, so if me and you put together an event and we're co-promoters, I don't have to put up any money. You just put it up.
I'm going to simplify it for you.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm not being snarky. I just don't know.
Are you a Devin Haney fan?
Yeah.
Okay. He co-promotes with Matchroom, right?
Uh-huh.
Who puts up the money?
I don't know the agreement.
Gosh.
I mean, but you could, I guess, tell me, does Matchroom put it all up? I don't know.
Think about it. Think about what's happening right now.
Point? So then what's the point of saying I'm a co-promoter on it? What's the point of that? If you're not getting any tax breaks because you're not putting up any money, what's the point?
or the
Because
zone?
you get a bulk of the money
You get more money. You get more money for what?
for being a
Because-
co-promoter.
Oh, but you don't have to put out any money. They just pay you more.
But you still could like basically I can put this fighter on and that fighter on, right?
Right.
But I get a percentage of what you about to give them. Cause it's damn near like you a manager. You know what I mean?
You're getting a manager. You're getting a manager portion as well as your fighting portion.
No, here's the truth, man. How they let me. I'm looking for this video. How they do it is simply Al. I'm about to break news for y'all. Here's how it goes.
Erickson Lubin is doing it. Shout out to Darren Davis.
He's doing it in Florida. He is. And he just put on a card maybe a few months ago. Okay, now, any more questions? So I get to the next call. That's it, and I'll answer this.
Yeah. No, that's it. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Appreciate you, brother. Yep. So here's what it is. Let me kick you out. So not kick you out, but so you can have your phone. You could talk in the chat. Oh, there you go. You got it. Okay. Here's how it works. Al Haymon uses those promotional companies to allegedly launder money to himself. I'm going to explain it. Deontay Wilder, Google Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury at the Staples Center. Deontay Wilder got $3 million. Tyson Fury got $2 million. Right? Now, when you have $3 million, Deontay Wilder, that means the WBC is only on the hook for 3% of that $3 million. The sanctioning body is only on the hook for that. Everybody has to get paid off of that legal number. That's a legal number, $300 million. So the tax company in California says when Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder has to pay his taxes on California. When the NBA travels, you pay taxes on that state that you play in. So let's say the Knicks are playing the Miami Heat. The Knicks players got to pay taxes for that game on Florida tax laws. That's how it works. So Deontay Wilder has a fight in Florida, right? I mean, in New York. I mean, in California. He's getting taxed on the $3 million. You say, bravo, bravo. Now, in addition to that, there is no books on what Al Haymon pays Deontay Wilder. There's no books on it. There's nothing on it. You can't prove it. So you don't know if Al Haymon is taking more than he should or not. Maybe he is. I can't speak on it. He's never paid me. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I can't speak on that.
I sure wish you would have let him pay you so we can know.
No, he ain't never paid me. But I want to pay this video, man. I thought he did a great job. Man, did this video.
Mickey Bay's in Philly
right now, so he's gonna come on at midnight. I saw that. All right, man, this was, I don't know how this shit only got 60 views. What are y'all doing?
CEO. I'm the Chief Everything Officer. With Office Depot Office Max, I can design and create professional-looking logos, signage, even print business cards and menus that get my restaurant noticed. Same day. That's a recipe for success.
Kyle, you falling asleep at 10 o'clock?
This year has been extremely challenging.
All right, it's 18 minutes. So we're going to watch this for 18 minutes, guys. All right. I think it's an extraordinary and I mean, it's just an ingenious idea. Yeah, he does. Thank you. Someone you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right, here we go. This is a great interview. Let me copy the link. So you please share this video, man. This video should have 30,000 views.
Sports fans, this is Sean with Boxing and Basketball. And man, I got a breakdown for you. As you saw the thumbnail and the title, we're going to break down this whole PBC roster, 155-man roster. Matter of fact, was there a female in that list? I don't even remember if Al Haymon even has a female boxer. Might have to go back and look through the list, but I don't remember seeing a female on that list of 155-man roster he had. All right, but before we get started, let's hit you with this. Listen, I want you to watch this, and I'm going to tell you why. Watch this.
Make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh content.
You know why
I'll do it at the end of this video.
It took me almost about 2.5 hours to actually pull up PBC's website, click on the fighters, go down the whole list of fighters, all 155, copy the name, paste it in Boxing Rec, just to give you an accurate number of who fought and who didn't fight in 2021. So with all that hard work and effort I put in,
make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh content.
That's right. Make sure you donate right below the channel. There's a thanks button. Click on it. You can donate either 2, 5, 10, or I think 50. Matter of fact, let me throw my little scroller ticker down there. You can also donate to my Cash App or my Zelle. But let me throw the little ticker down there so you can see both of them. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Now, we've been saying this for a while now. A lot of people are not going to be able to fight for PBC. The reason why I say that, number one, well, they have 2 networks. So they have Showtime and they have Fox. I think that's all they have, Showtime and Fox. I don't think they have anything else. You know, of course, they put everything on pay-per-view now. But they have at least 2 networks, 155 guys. Man, so the problem is Al Haymon tried to buy up as many fighters of Oscar De La Hoya's fighters as he could when Richard Schaefer, Oscar De La Hoya, and Al Haymon. For all y'all that don't know, those guys all worked together at one time. Richard Schaefer, Al Haymon, Oscar De La Hoya, they were a powerhouse. But, they accused Oscar, I ain't going to say accused, he was dibbling and dabbling in some narcotics and some drinks. And Richard Schaefer, somehow or another, ended up signing all Oscar De La Hoya, not all, but most of Oscar De La Hoya's fighters over to Al Haymon. Al Haymon took a lot of Oscar De La Hoya's fighters, started PBC, and then something happened with the lawsuit. I think Oscar won a lawsuit against Richard Schaefer. Richard Schaefer had to leave. Now Richard Schaefer is back with his own stable of fighters. By that time, the damage is done, and Al Haymon already has a slew of fighters. And majority of them was like, hey, Al Haymon's black, so we're going to sign just because he's black. But what happened was Al Haymon was able to secure a hedge fund, $900 million or something like that. It was close to $1 billion, and hopes, amen, that he can recoup a lot of that money back and make money off of it. But there's not really a lot of money in boxing like that. That being said, Al Haymon was paying everybody generously for a long time, generously. But now the money's dried up. Steven Espinoza doesn't want to drop the money that Al Haymon has promised a lot of his fighters. Fox, they don't want to drop a lot of the money that, Al Haymon has promised his fighters. So the only other way is to put it on pay-per-view. So that way the networks can make some type of money back. Hopefully they can make the money back. But, I'm like 155 guys. Do you know how hard that is to get fights for 155 guys? That's a lot. But in this video, I'm going to break down. I'm going to go through the list of all. I'm going to pull up a share. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you all 155 fighters, how many times they actually fought in 2021. All right. We're going to get ready to share that screen in a second. Before we share that screen, though,
make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh content.
All right, let's go ahead and share that screen now. and we're going to break it down. Dang, that's a lot of work I put into this to make this happen. So make sure you donate down below. All right. Can y'all see it? Matter of fact, I think I can just go ahead and make it bigger. Full screen layout. There we go. So look, I'm gonna scroll up here. I'm gonna go to the top. Listen, if I mutilate your name, I'm sorry. You know, it's hard to pronounce a lot of these names, but you'll get the gist of it. So first of all, let's scroll down to the bottom. Look at that, 155 fighters. The last fighters, all of it was in alphabetical order. Julian J. Rock Williams was the last guy because his name ends in W, right? But listen, there's 43 fighters out of the 155 that had 0 fights. 43 guys did not fight at all. 28% of PBC fighters did not fight. 67 of those fighters only fought one time in 2021 for 43%. 32 fighters only fought twice for 21% out of the 155. 11 fighters were fortunate enough, lucky enough, they fought 3 times. That's 7% of the entire roster. And there was 2 lucky fighters. Two lucky fighters out of 155 that fought 4 times, which only accounted for 1% of the whole PBC roster. All right, so let's scroll up and take a look at these guys, and let's see who fought and how many times did he fight. Carlos Adames, 3 fights. Emmanuel Aline, 1 fight. Devin Alexander, 1 fight. These are all the guys that fought. This is 2021. This is how many times these guys have fought in 2021. Alfredo Angulo, 0 fights. F.A. Tabor Apache, 2 fights. Chris Ariola, 1 fight. Angel Barrentes, 4 fights. This guy right here was one of the lucky ones that had a chance to fight 4 times. I don't know what you're doing or what contract you got with Al Haymon, but that's good. You got 4 fights. Chavez Barrentes, 2 fights. Mario Barrios, 1 fight. Ranches Bartholomew, 2 fights. Luduan Bartholomew, 1 fight. David Benavides, 2 fights. Jose Benavides Jr., 1 fight. Andre Berto, 0 fights. You might be asking, why is Andre Berto on there? Well, they have him on his roster still, and nobody has said whether he's, officially retired or not. So if it's on his roster on his website, you're going up here. Eric Bone, 1 fight. Jose Miguel Borrega, 2 fights. Dominic Brazil, 1 fight. Adrian Broner, 1 fight. Marcus Brown, 1 fight. John Real Casimiro, 1 fight. Brian Carlos Castellano, 2 fights. Walter Castillo, 2 fights. Hugo Centeno Jr., 1 fight. Jamal Charlo, 1 fight. Jamel Charlo, 1 fight. Jamonte Clark, 1 fight. Chris Colbert, 1 fight. Luis Collazo, 1 fight. Cody Crowley, 1 fight. Miguel Cruz, 0 fights. He didn't get no fights. Isaac Cruz, 3 fights. All right, Isaac. Javante Davis, 2 fights. Kyron Davis, 3 fights. All right, Kyron, I see you. Justin Deloach, 0 fights. Dervinchenko, 1 fight. Felix Diaz, 0 fights. Anthony Durrell, 2 fights. Andre Durrell, 1 fight. Dominic Dalton had 0 fights. Nonito Donaire, 2 fights. Omar Douglas, 0 fights. Austin DeLay, 1 fight. Thomas Delorme, 2 fights. Robert Easter Jr., 1 fight. Ahmed El Bali, 1 fight. Oscar Escondon, 1 fight. Chris Eubank Jr., 2 fights. Brandon Figueroa, 2 fights. Omar Figueroa Jr., 1 fight. Miguel Flores, 1 fight. Moses Flores, 3 fights. 3 fights. Okay, that's good. Javier Fortuno. I'm messing it up. 1 fight. Stephen Fulton, 2 fights. Sebastian Fondora, 2 fights. Dennis Garlaza, 0 fights. Gamboa, 0 fights. Danny Garcia, 0 fights. Mikey Garcia, 1 fight. Terrell Goucher, 1 fight. Glowacki, 1 fight. David Grayton, 0 fights. Robert Guerrero, 1 fight. Tony Harrison, 1 fight. Robert Helenas, 1 fight. Marcos Hernandez, 3 fights. Good job, Marcos. Thomas Hill, 0 fights. Jarrett Hurd, 1 fight. Danny Jacobs, 0 fights. Jamal James, 1 fight. Omar Juarez, 3 fights. Koki Kamita, 0 fights. Tomoki Kamada, 2 fights. Ryan Carl, 1 fight. Travis Kaufman, 0 fights. James Kirkland, 0 fights. Mativ Korobov, 0 fights. Adam Kaunaki, 1 fight. Arislandi Lara, 1 fight. Jorge, is that Jorge? Lara, 0 fights. Angelo Leo, 2 fights. Sergey Lipnitz, 1 fight. Josecito Lopez, 0 fights. J. Leon Love, 1 fight. Erickson Lubin, 1 fight. Alejandro Luna, 0 fights. Diego Magdaleno, 0 fights. Fabian Madonna, 2 fights. Abner Mares, 0 fights. I think he's still on the roster. I know he's commentating, but Claudio Marrero, 1 fight. Charles Martin, 0 fights, but he is going to fight next month, 2022, but he had 0 fights this year. Kiko Martinez, 3 fights. Roman Martinez, 0 fights. Xavier Martinez, 1 fight. Subarel Matias, I guess that's how you pronounce it, 1 fight. Argenis Mendez, 1 fight. Vito Melnicki Jr., 4 fights. That's the other guy that has fought in 4 fights this year. Vito, he was just on the other night. Willie Monroe Jr., 0 fights. David Morrell, 2 fights. Louis Neri, 1 fight. Earl Newman, 0 fights. Nayam Bayar, 1 fight. Wally Omotaso, I think he also goes by Lucky Boy, 0 fights. Victor Ortiz, 1 fight. Luis Ortiz, 0 fights. And he's about to fight next month, but he had nothing this year. Manny Pacquiao, 1 fight. Jean Pascal, 0 fights. Juan Carlos Peña, 2 fights. Bryant Perella, 1 fight. Anthony Peterson, 1 fight. Caleb Plant, 2 fights. Sean Porter, 1 fight. Darwin Price, 2 fights. Regis Prograis, 1 fight. Peter Quillen has 0 fights this year. Sergio Rabachenko, 0 fights this year. Eddie Ramirez, 1 fight. Eduardo Ramirez, 2 fights. Abel Ramos, 1 fight. Jesus Alejandro Ramos, 3 fights. Good job, Ramos. Ivan Arekot, 1 fight. Haskell Lydell Rhodes, 0 fights. Rigondeaux, 1 fight. Michael Rivera, 3 fights. Good job, Mike. Edwin Rodriguez, 0 fights. Emmanuel Rodriguez, 1 fight. Daniel Roman, 1 fight. Rolando Romero, also known by Rolly, 2 fights. Jerson Rosario, 2 fights. Hugo Ruiz, 0 fights. Andy Ruiz, 1 fight. Gary Antoine Russell, 1 fight. Gary Antonio Russell, 2 fights. And Gary Allen Russell Jr., 0 fights. Man, Gary Russell, no fights this year. Frank Sanchez, 2 fights. Leo Santa Cruz did not fight at all this year. Lee Selby, 0 fights. Errol Spence Jr. has 0 fights this year. Joey Spencer, 3 fights. Good job, Joey. Emantas Theonis, 2 fights. Javante Starks, 0 fights. Adonis Stevenson, God bless you, my brother. I'm glad you're doing better. Even though you're on a roster, we all understand. Anybody that follows boxing knows why you're not boxing. And get well, my brother, and I'm glad you're doing better. So we're going to skip past him. Now, I'm leaving him on here because he's on his roster, but we know the deal with Adonis, Superman. Masaji Saluki, 1 fight. Keith Thurman has 0 fights. Austin Trout, 2 fights. Caleb Terrell, 1 fight. Udonis Ugas, 1 fight. Jesse Vargas, 0 fights. Ray Vargas, 1 fight. Miguel Vasquez, 2 fights. Amilcar Vidal, 2 fights. Rashi Warren, 2 fights. Gerald Washington, 0 fights. Kevin Watts, 0 fights. Deontay Wilder 1 fight, and Julian J. Rock Williams 1 fight. And once again, the breakdown of that is you have 43 fighters that didn't have 0 fights at all. 43 guys, no paycheck. That's 28% of the roster. 67 fighters only fought 1 time. Jeez, that's 71 fighters. I mean, not 71. That's like 100. What, 110? Yeah, 110 fighters. That's 71%. 71% of the entire PBC roster fought at least 1 or no times at all. Jeez. 32 fighters fought 2 times. 11 fighters fought 3 times this year, and 2 fighters fought 4 times this year. So listen, that's way too many people on a roster. Way too many people. Half of y'all, this thing needs to be spread out. It needs to be spread out between Top Rank, The Zone, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom. Some of y'all pay on PBC, Golden Boy Promotions. This stuff needs to be spread out because a lot of y'all that's bad. Over 70% of y'all had 1 fight or not even a fight at all for the whole 2021. And you can't say, whoa, COVID, because you had 32 fighters that fought twice, 11 fighters that fought 3 times, 2 fighters that fought 4 times. You know what I'm saying? That's 29%. 29% of the guys fought 2, 3, or 4 fights. So you can't say it was COVID. It's just there's too many guys on the roster. And we said this was going to happen. So listen, I hope you like the breakdown. Listen, a lot of work went into this. I hope you go back and watch it, go back over the list. And I want y'all to leave your thoughts and comments down below and let me know what you think about this breakdown. Did you like it? And what are your thoughts on this? 155 men. And out of that list, I didn't see not 1 female. It took me all this time to realize that PBC doesn't even have females signed to the roster. If they are, it's not on the list. So I don't know. And listen, please make sure you like, subscribe, donate down below. I'm going to hit you one more time.
Make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh content.
All right, there you have it. Till next time, this is Sean with Boxing and Basketball. We signing out.
Appreciate you, Sean. I'm definitely gonna make a donation. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Donation.
The only thing is, a few of those people.
I understand. It's the point of the video. It's like, okay, if you think that's the case, you take the top off, you take the bottom off, and you average it out. There you go. You understand what I'm saying? I understand. Yeah. But if they are on PBC's website, they are a fighter of PBC. Al Haymon does 360 contracts. So the same thing that he does with Mikey Garcia, he still gets his cut. The same thing he does with Danny Garcia. What's his name? Daniel Jacobs, Chavez Jr. When Chavez Jr. fought Canelo, same thing. So that's why these fighters are still on his thing. So at the end of the day, let's just talk about what we're going to talk about. If you want to nitpick, make a video, post it on your Instagram, post it on your Facebook. That's the best way to do it. If you want to nitpick on it, we're talking about the big picture here. All right. The big picture is 70% of his fighters fought 1 time or no time last year. You understand?
And let's add to it though, Fred.
Go ahead. Let me open up these phone lines too. If you want to call them, go ahead. Kyle, Kyle.
Some of those fighters are signed with other promotional companies as well. They're not just PBC fighters. So he was saying like Kyron Davis, remember that's how he got all them damn fights, man. You know? And a lot of times the reason why the people got them fights is because they They take them fights 2 weeks, 3 week notice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, F.A. Ajaba is still signed to Al Haymon. You don't know that?
Is he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The same way Terrence
So
Crawford.
how is he with Jay Prince?
Because he's signed. It's a perpetuity, or 5 years or 10-year deal. Yeah. The same way Cameron Duncan still gets a piece of Terrence Crawford. Same thing. Yeah. Daniel Jacobs is with Matchroom. Still with Al Haymon. Daniel
He heavy with Al though, right?
What do you mean he's heavy with Al?
Like he be like you know how like
I don't know
a job, but not really, huh?
I don't know their relationship, but I mean he's still signed to him. That's all I know. What's up, 210? San Antonio. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Bro, this is why you're my favorite boxing reporter, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Because, man, hey, like, you out here exposing real stuff. You don't care about, you don't have to hold a relationship with any promoter, so you could just speak on it freely, and I enjoy that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, he just ruined other people's relationships.
Hey, if the person is fraud, and he's fraud, for just calling him out, you know? You're doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing by boxing, so I think, man, my hats off to you, Fred, man. I think some people really gonna be hurt off of this one right here.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. They deserve it. They deserve it. And I just want these fighters to be free. If these fighters want to go fight with Eddie Hearn, they need to go fight with Eddie Hearn. If they want to put on their own cards, they need to put on their own cards. Like, you know, I just want these fighters to be free. And I get fighters DMing me, hey Fred, can you do a video on this? Hey Fred, can you do a video on that? I don't fall for that. I don't do it because, and I tell them because I can't. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I can talk about what you're giving me, but I can't say, hey, you know, like it's just challenging to keep up. And I'll never I will never discuss. You will never get it out of me because there's no need to say who it is and what it is. But these fighters are really struggling. And I told you this day was coming. It's Travis Kaufman, you know, who I have no relationship with, you know, selling his home. He's selling a refrigerator for $70 because he has no money.
Crazy.
Man, why won't niggas just get jobs, man?
What? Say it again. I'll get you a second, Kyle.
Oh,
go ahead.
Let me ask you something else, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's the exact management fee that he charges his fighters? Isn't it like 10% or something like that?
I saw it in the paperwork. I have it. I forgot. It was something like 20. It was 20%. It was 20%, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's what's crazy to me, Fred. So you think about it. So he got 900. Let's just call it $1 billion because it's easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he gets $1 billion, and then with that $1 billion, he can claim losses, never have to pay it back because it's an investment, right? So let's say that Floyd made him, so it's easy. Let's say he made him $500 million.
Right.
So he gets that percentage, and he pays himself out of those funds.
Yes.
So he's making the money regardless, right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not to mention, he's getting this from a hedge fund. And usually hedge funds work on a 2 to 20, right? So you get 2% for managing them, regardless of what you touch. So like, if you don't make a single dime, you can lose. You're gonna get 2%. So he was getting 2% of $1 billion for the past 5, 6 years, 7 years. I don't know. God knows how long. So he making that money on top of it, and then he making money because he's also using as a promotional company. And charging the networks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because these are two different entities. So one is the one with the investment, and the other one he has as like a creator platform or something, correct?
Right. Yeah.
So,
right.
So he's like, this is what I think is crazy is some people trying to simplify it too easily. You know, this isn't like okay, he got one company, so how does he make it? He dipping and dabbling in everybody's pocket. You know what I'm saying? And Adrian Broner and there's an interview out there, and he said, "Yeah, on paper I made a lot of money." So like he almost gave it up there on paper, basically meaning like, what was he handed? Some IOUs, or was he handed like? Because we never know nobody's come out and said it, you know, exactly. I don't know why. Maybe there's some, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's some NDAs in there or something with some real teeth in it. But are some of these fighters, and Floyd said it the other day, PBC is me. I am PBC. Remember he said that? And he seemed a little annoyed at Haymon.
Yeah, that was a shot at Al. That was a shot at Al. Like, I want power. You're not going to just take my money and not give me any power.
Because Floyd don't have his money like people. I mean, he has money, obviously, but he don't have the money that people think. Because he invested into PBC, and he charging him a management fee on that money, on top of the management fee that he made for making him that money, and then he charging him to manage Gervonta, so he's paying himself back again. I don't think people realize the crazy circle of money he just generated, regardless of PBC, you know, goes bankrupt. And it's crazy how all these people come on here and they bash you or whatever, but looking out for this for Al Haymon, and I get it, you know, it was cool to see somebody like, you know, the same skin tone representing these people. But if he's, man, dude, the box is the one that put in the work, and he's the same skin tone too. It's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. You don't protect the guy that's after the green. Like, I don't get it, Fred. It's insane, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You nailed it.
I just think that some of these fighters are gonna start coming out, exactly, because they're going broke, Fred. They don't got no money. Robert Easter Jr., all these guys, man, and they overspent, you know. Some of them live too lavishly, and now they're going broke, and they need a payday. Adrian Broner over there begging for a payday, going to Europe. Just pay me. I need money. And I think it is real good, Fred, that you're doing this, man. Like, man, it's messed up that these fighters was literally he's literally Madeoff, like you said.
Yeah, crazy, Alan Haymon Madeoff. That's who he is to me. That's who he is to me.
Right. And like I call the other guys, man. It ain't a skin tone, man. You could be a small hat guy regardless. You know what I'm saying? He's small hat guy. Like, he golfed with them, Fred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went to school with those guys. It's different, Fred. It's different like that, man. You're a small hat guy, so. Anyways, I'm gonna open up the line for others, man. I appreciate this type of content. Man.
All the time.
This is why I always watch it, Fred. Man. You keep up the hard work, bro.
Thank you. No doubt about it. Mr. Henderson, yo, Fred, did you see Logan Paul ask Floyd for his money? That's another way. Listen, Al Haymon didn't pay Floyd. Floyd couldn't pay Logan Paul. He couldn't funnel the money through TMT. Remember, Showtime pays Al Haymon. Al Haymon pays Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, TMT, pays Logan Paul. Simple math. You know what I mean? We got Urban Flavors in the building. What's up, man? Hello? Hello. Let me kick him out so he can beam back in. Oh, yeah. Tell Kyle to go to sleep. I know. Go to bed. And he was like, hey, no, we shouldn't move the show up earlier. You've been asleep every day this week. Anyways, man.
Hey, not Sunday and Monday though.
Well, because it's refresh. Yeah, you hit the refresh button. So, but we appreciate you anyway. But anyways, the fighters are happy that I'm talking about this. The fighters are very, very happy. And it's criminal, man. It's criminal. And y'all call in and beam in.
You know, I worked on my off.
I can't hear you. Oh, you froze. Let me kick him out. Here, y'all can beam in. Y'all definitely can beam in. But if you have 71% of your population working 1 day a year, put that into your mainframe. This is boxing. What fighter can live off of one fight a year? You take off the top, you take off the bottom, and you average it out. So you take off Floyd Mayweather and you tape off that fighter that's only making $5,000, right? Or you take off Deontay Wilder, you take off the lowest fighter, and you do the averages, and that's it. So you can say, well, this fighter did that. So you just take off Floyd Mayweather, take off Deontay Wilder, and let there's your averages. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what just happened.
What's up, Mr. Henderson?
Yo, Fred, I got a question. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, oh yeah, I gotta tell you before you start. I tried to listen to that Nas album. I almost fell asleep in my car and crashed.
What? The first two? Are you serious?
Bro, that shit was hard to listen to, man.
Wow.
You got to be in a type of mood. You got to be like in a Nas mood to really listen to it, bro. I could not listen to that and drive at the same time.
What was your question, Ms. Henderson?
Fred, so at the end of with everything that you're doing right now with the trailblazing, basically trying to give boxers awareness, giving the consumer, the boxing consumer, more awareness, what would have to happen for you to feel what needs to happen in boxing for you to be happy with the sport of boxing?
It has nothing to do. It's boxing is bigger than this one episode. It's always going to be human error. So that's something that can never be solved. It's always going to be something wrong to discuss. There's always going to be something right to discuss. So that's just where that I don't think that question has any credence. Like, what's the solution to poverty? What's the solution to graffiti? It's capitalism. It's no solution. Someone has to be rich, someone has to be poor.
Yeah, but there's another lane though. I feel like this boxing model that everybody's under is like the equivalent of like the old record industry, like how the old record industry used to treat their artists, fucking them out of their publishing, you know what I'm saying, their royalties and all that shit. And then people found independence and saw that the independence works. So then they developed the 360s and all that. My point is, on some real shit, I might start some shit, but my point is, you got this kid, Logan Paul, out here, right? You got the Devin Haney kid, WBC disrespecting the shit out of him. All right, you got this white boy over here begging for some respect. Go over there and get the bag and get the clout right along with it. Fuck the WBC. Like, because at the end of the day, I don't know what they're... Man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? If it's about the hustle, somebody like Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, somebody with an established name that doesn't need to be signed to Al Haymon or some shit, go the independent route. Put your own cards on and do what the Paul brothers are doing. Why not?
Right. I'm with you. I agree. Like, if the solution is green and you want to get as much as you can, you got to flex your power. Simple. Flex your power. Logan Paul, Jake Paul is flexing his power. Flex your power.
And they do everything they can to shit on his pay-per-view numbers, right? I don't know what they are, but ain't nobody complaining about not being paid over there with him, though.
So far, but you're right. No one's complained.
Fred, what the hell is Al gonna do with 170 something fighters? Like even if you take COVID away, if COVID is
This
not
year
a
wasn't a
thing,
COVID year. This year wasn't, man. Come on, 2021 was not a COVID year, man.
you're right.
After Earl Spence and Tank Davis, it was popping. So we ain't gonna sit here and play with that, man. This was an open year. We were excited at the beginning of the year. I thought Al did a good job with the 122-pound division on Showtime and the unification with Jamel and all that. Yeah, so we ain't gonna sit here and play with that, man. We're not making excuses. We're dealing with the facts. The facts are you cannot keep these fighters happy because you're not investing back into the sport. Al Haymon didn't put on a Tuesday night fight card on Bounce TV. He didn't give Floyd Mayweather Floyd Mayweather didn't invest in, because you're talking to Floyd, you're talking to Al, you're talking to Al, you're talking to Floyd. They didn't do a Thursday night fight card in Las Vegas at Sam's Town. They didn't. So these fighters don't have dates. Don't have dates. So I don't know what the solution is. These fighters got to get on their P's and Q's. If you still want to be a part of the system, you negotiate with the people that are left. It's real simple. You got Bob Arum, you got Eddie Hearn, and you got Golden Boy. That's what it is. And those are your options. And if you're not willing to force his hand, because as a manager, Al can't stop you from signing with a promoter. But do you have money to fight him in court for the Ali Act?
Right.
You know, if you're staying afloat, you know, you don't want to go to court. You don't want to pay a lawyer all those fees. You know, so boxing is a unregulated sport, and the talent comes from poverty, and also it's a poor man sport. And I say this respectfully, the education just isn't there as a whole, as a conglomerate. The education isn't there. The dad just wants his fighter to be on TV and get signed. The dad isn't thinking, or the mom, excuse me, isn't thinking, oh yeah, we gonna get this plan. We gonna be independent. We just gonna sign a 5-fight deal with Top Rank. We gonna do every interview. Every time I see Fred, we're gonna get in front of the camera. Every time I see Blue Blood, I'm gonna get in front of the camera. We gonna build our brand. After this 5-fight deal, we gonna be amazed. We gonna be able to do it on our own. We gonna take this $1 million check, or 15 fights, whatever makes you happy, guys. We gonna take this $2 or $3 million that we made, and we gonna bet on ourselves. That's the genius of it. 90% of these fighters are programmed. I gotta get signed. I gotta work with them. I gotta work with them to get the deal. Huh? I'm thriving. I'm not connected.
Fred, what about the media coverage though? Because the media coverage, the amount of access, you know, the media that's there credentialed for the presser, the post presser, you know, the locker room, all the scrums. They're not talking about the shit that's talked about here.
I mean, it's what you choose, man. It's I agree. No one with the credential is gonna challenge Al Haymon. You'll never see that. Never. No media person would ever challenge Al Haymon, because they know what happens. Shit, you won't even challenge Floyd for that matter. That's just facts. I believe I've challenged every promoter there is.
All the big names
on camera.
The big ones, thank you. On camera. Yeah.
On camera.
So that's where it's at. And if you think a non-black promoter is being unjust, use your money, use your time. What I did, I took money and food off of my kids' table to travel and do these interviews. I couldn't get Oscar De La Hoya in LA. They protected him from me in LA. There's no way I could have got to him in LA. So you know what I did? I flew to Baltimore. That's what I did. And I got him.
Fred, I don't know what this Keith Thurman card. Fred, this Keith Thurman card is about to bomb, man. I know it.
All of them gonna bomb because if Tank Davis bombed and if the Paul brothers bomb, it's a referendum on pay-per-views. Fans are not responding to the pay-per-views. Why would I buy a pay-per-view February 3rd and it's the AFC NFC championship game? February 5th? No, it's the week off. I apologize. So it's gonna be the Pro Bowl.
They didn't even spend the marketing to try and get those dollars, to try and compete.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even this card, man. It looks as bad as Thurman's hairline.
Thurman looks in shape though.
He does, and I think that's what sucks. Like I think he's gonna look pretty good, but no one's gonna care.
Facts.
Nobody.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it is, man.
Fred, would you go back?
For what?
To stir the pot.
I can do that without a credential.
Man, we got the hottest show on YouTube, man. You talking about going back to get some credentials?
Nah, I don't need a credential.
Fuck the credential. I'm saying just to stir the pot.
Oh yeah, maybe I will in due time. I'm in movie director mode, like in my free time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we making movies around here, man.
Yeah, Kyle is as well. Yeah, Kyle making movies.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. We don't got time to be chasing these niggas down when we making movies, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you making movies like me and Fred, man, you ain't got to chase these niggas down, man.
Yeah,
talk your shit, Kyle.
We movie makers, man.
Talk your shit. Yeah, I can't wait to see your shit. I'm familiar with the bad.
Hey, ask Best Pugilist how the documentary was.
Ask who?
Best Pugilist. He in the chat. He got I gave him an early release.
Yeah, how much did that cost?
$10 for an early release.
$10 was the early release?
Yeah.
All right, I got you. I got your Instagram.
Yeah, so
you know about the
Bama
Batman,
slide,
man.
though.
You know how it is out there.
You fucked up with all that Wale music yesterday, bro. I don't know what you was on. And I know you didn't listen to that Nas album either, because all you did was repeat the stigma. First of all, that album is produced by Hit Boy. You're not gonna struggle to listen to that shit. Bro, you didn't hear it.
I promise, bro. I promise you. And I only listened to it because of you. I had no aspiration to listen to that album, but because of you. I'm a man of my word, so I said I'm gonna try to listen to this album. So, like, the only time I get to listen to music is when I'm in my car going on my way to work. So I put it in because we went on a live show that morning. So I had so I was listening to it, and I was like, man, I can't do it.
All right, y'all. I'm out.
Appreciate you, dog. Pound for Pound says buy pay-per-views equals money for fighters, more fights, more fight dates. Simple. No, that's called being an unaware consumer. Buy pay-per-views, more money for fighters. No, that's not the case. If Al Haymon had $1 billion, he obviously is not investing all the money in boxing. You need to hold these guys in suits accountable. All four of them. What's the man's name? Arum, Hearn, De La Hoya, and Haymon. Those are the four horsemen. Hold them accountable. You buying pay-per-views don't mean more fight dates, dog. Cut it. It don't. That's not the solution. The solution is you give us a great product, the sport does well. Not you give us more fight dates. No, you put the best versus the best, it generates interest and income. That's it. That's the answer. That's the solution to the problem. Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, make the fight. So how does Vito get a fight date on Fox, but Luis Ortiz has a bigger profile he's on pay-per-view. Like you guys got to use your common sense. Use your common sense to put one and one together. A week later, he's fighting on pay-per-view. And he has a bigger profile.
But that's why they think he can sell the pay-per-view. I don't know why, but who's gonna buy that though? Fred, I'm trying to think about like the people that's gonna like go out and buy it.
It's not a question of who's gonna buy it. It's a question of we were hoodwinked and bamboozled. You guys are still trying to act like poor, naive consumers. Who's gonna buy it? No, they took the money. You guys are still in consumer mode. They took the money. You just saw $925 million. And you guys are saying who's gonna buy the pay-per-view? No, how about you put the money back into boxing? You just saw Floyd put up a paycheck for $100 million. Floyd, put the money back in boxing.
Put the money back into your fight. Man, listen, I don't understand how you could be the greatest fighter of this era and drop the ball like that. I mean, this is the biggest ball drop I've ever seen in my life. He should have just went with 50 Cent, man. But Haymon didn't like that, though. Niggas don't talk about how he broke up Floyd and 50 Cent relationship, though.
I need to refresh my memory. I don't want to be misquoted on that. But I remember it. But I want to go back and watch.
You know, they fell out because it was supposed to be TMT Promotions.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Haymon was like that 50 Cent was trying to get over on him.
That's what he thought. But now he's stuck with Al and can't pay Logan Paul. I don't know why y'all not mad Logan Paul didn't get paid. like where's the integrity?
White, that's why.
Where's the integrity at? Like, if he's not getting paid, that means guess what? Lionel Thompson didn't get paid. That means Tank Davis didn't get paid. Do you understand? Y'all just so lineal. Y'all don't understand what it is to be honest and forthright. If you didn't pay Logan Paul, you didn't pay Lionel Thompson. If you didn't pay Lionel Thompson, you didn't pay Mickey Bay, who will be here tomorrow night. If you didn't pay them, then there's a high possibility Rolly Romero was set up. Right? That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Big Fred.
Yes.
You got the link to the movie, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can you play the first 3 minutes of the movie?
Now?
Yeah. Why not?
I want to talk about this.
Hey, look. Hey, Fred. Man, listen. I'm trying to figure out which one are you more passionate about, but it's damn near almost the same.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that? Which one?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it, Fred.
Oh. Anybody disagree? Call in. The phone lines are open. Thurman looked like the dude who smoked dope in the gym bathroom. Oh, thank you. Rolly. Someone just see. I got people sending me something, reading what they read me. I almost got busted. Thurman looked like the dude who smoked dope in the gym bathroom after everybody leave. Can't wait for Barrios to whoop him. You think so? We gonna clown him. Yeah, we gonna clown him. We definitely gonna clown him.
Almost definitely.
Definitely gonna clown him. You know, so guess what? So guess what's gonna happen tomorrow? Y'all gonna say Mickey Bay lying. That's what they gonna say. Fred, you making stuff up.
You know I'm excited about though, Fred?
What's that?
For y'all to talk about Lawyer Dan. No, it's not his name.
Oh, we don't need
Lawyer Ron.
We don't need to talk about him. Why would you talk about him?
No, because you got the wasn't that was his lawyer.
Yeah, but why would we need to talk about him?
No, I'm saying like about the case and stuff like that.
Why would we need to talk about him? Why would we talk about the case?
I'm just saying it's all connected.
Yeah. Y'all got to be quick. We getting out of here. All right. Urban Flavors, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? I'm going to get you.
Hey, man, I disagree. I'm saying Al Haymon gives the boxers the most amount of money.
Okay.
It's the investors who should be mad because he was overpaying them. So if you're Al Haymon fighter, I mean, why would you be mad?
Because you only fight once a year.
Oh yeah, he got too many boxes, but I'm talking about per fight. You know what I'm saying? They how come none of the other fighters are complaining?
You keep telling us per fight, but you got to fight. If you don't fight, you don't eat.
Yeah, but he was overpaying the boxers, and he was giving them a false. Like
He
Gary
was
Russell
overpaying certain boxers, bro. Certain boxers was getting that bag. Not all the boxers was getting that bag.
You just saw a fighter say he made $750,000 over 5 years. Not every fighter is getting paid.
So he accepted that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's on him. That's business.
No, but you're countering. That's the counter to your argument. You're not being logical. If you saying Al Haymon paid all the fighters, he paid all the fighters, they getting overpaid, and you have an Al Haymon fighter that said I made $750,000 in 5 years, and he's not getting overpaid, then.
So is he getting underpaid? To you?
I'm not speaking on it. What I'm saying, the point I'm making is I'm not even talking about the money. The point I'm making, I'm talking about the money Al Haymon took off the top from allegedly took from the hedge fund. Yes. Oh, he definitely bankrolled that, I believe. But the fighters are not getting fight dates. And if you're a working fighter, like you get paid to fight, and that's how you make your living, and you're not getting fight dates, then boxing can't survive.
Okay, I mean, I agree with that. I think he got too many fighters because he thought Richard Schaefer was going to come along with him. He tried to be slick and try to go behind De La Hoya's back and get Richard Schaefer, but De La Hoya took him to court. You know what I'm saying? He just got too many fighters. But as far as the big names, they getting more than what they're worth. Adrian Broner was getting damn near $10 million a fight.
Do you know what he was bringing to Showtime?
Yeah, he's bringing them a lot, but he was getting paid. When Jay-Z offered him like $8 million a fight, he refused that and stayed with what you call it, because he was getting more than that.
But he was bringing a lot of money to Showtime, dog. That's why a lot of us are upset about how they treating him. You know what I'm saying? The PBC was built on the backs of two fighters. And none of them got no stock in the company. One of them talk like he do. The other one, we know he don't got none.
That's what they agreed to. What are you talking about? I mean, that's like saying Kanye started as the backbone of Def Jam. He don't got no stock in Def Jam. You paid him the money. Mike Tyson ain't had no stock in Don King Promotions. What are you talking about? I don't have to give you if you're a boxer and we signed to it, and I say I'm gonna pay you $10 million a fight, when it's all over, you can't come back to me and say, oh yeah, I need some stock in your company. No, it doesn't work like that.
This is what I'm saying though. The backs of Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather is what built PBC. Without Adrian Broner, there ain't no PBC. I don't give a fuck who he signed. The reason why PBC was able to be successful was because of Adrian Broner. That's what it was about. Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather. If you don't have Adrian Broner, nobody's buying shit. And that is a fact. The reason why people know who Errol Spence is because of Adrian Broner.
Okay, I agree. I'm not debating that.
Errol Spence
I'm not arguing that. Right.
Mayweather.
I'm not arguing that. That's why he got paid the way he got paid. You're acting like, but he owed him some stake in the company. No, you didn't agree to that. I'm giving you examples. Not Jay-Z, Kanye doesn't. Kanye, I can, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to give them a stake in the company. You paid them the money. He got paid. Adrian Broner got paid all those years. He got top paid. He doesn't owe him any stake in the company because you said so.
No, you miss you missing the boat, fam. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
The way that he has treated Adrian Broner.
How did he treat him?
Out of pocket.
By making him one of the highest paid boxers?
Oh, listen to me. The only reason why those investors even invested in the PBC is because they seen what Adrian Broner was going to be able to do.
Okay.
Yeah, Thurman fucked up the PBC. He started off hot and then he fucked it off.
Yeah, but get back to Adrian Broner. Yeah, he paid. That's why Adrian Broner was one of the top paid boxers in boxing.
Any last words?
Nah, that's it.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, take it easy.
All the time, dog. What's up, DJ?
Gentlemen, how we feeling this evening?
Good, man. What you got?
Hey, man, listen, like I've been saying for the past few months, it's time to go and switch over to MMA, man. It's just time to go and switch over to MMA. This narrative that Al Haymon got too many fighters is bullshit. It's bullshit. Whoever's over there in that front office don't know what the fuck they doing. I watched Uncle Fester during a pandemic with 600 fighters find a way to keep his fighters fighting. No live gates, only depending on pay-per-view and merch. I watched Uncle Fester do it. So you trying to tell me, how many events did PBC put on last year? Anybody know? 12, 13, something like that?
Nah, more than that.
Was it close to 30?
Probably.
You're gonna have to put on 20 plus events a year to keep all those guys fighting. It don't have to be pay-per-view. I don't have all the answers, man, but because I watched them do it on Fox. I watched the UFC do it when they were on Fox. They were giving us 30 events a year. Pay-per-view, and regular fights. I'm trying to figure out why boxing can't figure it out.
Man, we had it for a while when it was on NBC. On NBC, so nigga, we had hella fights, man. All of a sudden, it just went south.
Because the price went up, right? I mean,
today's price is not yesterday's price.
Tell me about it. So my advice to these fighters, these boxers that ain't getting fight, learn how to grapple. Learn how to grapple. It's that simple. Learn how to grapple. Start taking some jiu-jitsu classes. Start going to Ohio State or Penn State wrestling school. Go there. Learn how to wrestle. Learn how to grapple. I guarantee you fight 3 times a year, because what's not stated about the UFC and about Uncle Fester is when you sign with him, he owes you 3 fights. And if you don't get those 3 fights, guess what? You can sit on your ass and get paid for those fights. If he don't get you fights, if he don't get you a date, he still has to pay you. So these fighters that ain't getting fights, I suggest you learn how to grapple.
Hey, DJ.
What's up, brother?
So the spectrum, right? You see how you sent me the the spectrum of boxers and what they get paid. What's the spectrum for UFC fighters?
Like, what you mean?
Like, what's the pay?
What you mean? What's the pay? I mean, Dustin Poirier got paid $5 million his last fight.
So that's what I'm asking. I'm saying, like, what's the levels is what I'm asking.
Are you asking me, do boxers still get paid more than MMA fighters?
I mean, yeah.
The stars do, yeah. The Canelos and Deontay Wilders and Errol Spencers, yeah, they get paid more. But Terrence Crawford and Dustin Poirier made the same amount of money. And Dustin Poirier ain't even a champion. Never been a champion. Israel Adesanya made $5 million between 2021 and his last 4 fights. He made $5 million.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor
fought
one time.
UFC guys?
Huh?
What about the lower tier UFC guys?
They make 13 and 13. 13 to show, 13 to win.
13,000.
That's it. 25. Yeah, they ain't making 2,500. Man, I've seen. Man, look, you can look up these purses, man. Some of these fighters on the lower spectrum are making $2,500 a fight, flat fee, no win bonus, no fight of the night bonus, no performance of the night bonus. They making $2,500 a fight.
It's crazy, man.
The Contender Series guys get paid more than that. The guys who ain't even officially signed with the UFC, they get paid more than that. So that's just my advice, man. Learn how to grapple. Learn how to grapple. That's it.
How the hell I'm bugging? How the hell am I bugging? I ain't even said shit.
They probably talking to me.
No, they said, Kyle, you bugging.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Damn, it's been a dark show tonight, man.
Yeah, Fred, you know, he get on these tears, man, about Al Haymon or the Nation of Islam, boy, it get like that. Because you can't stop him. When Fred get on that train, shit, either you going to get on or get ran over. That's what you going to do.
I'm saving lives. Saving lives.
She needs such a promotional company. Shit, fuck it.
What's up, Big Dose?
What's up with you, Famoski?
Famoski doing great ski. What's up?
Hey man, I don't know if you seen it in the chat, man, but I know you. I know you doing your thing now, man, and you a man, and you made your decision, and I respect your decision. But I got to say, man, I miss your interviews at the fights, bro, because
they coming back one day.
Man, you brought something special to us, bro, and people don't be realizing like the gems that you gave us. You know what I'm saying? When you got old boy from the WBC to admit that Lomachenko asked for that belt, man, that's a legendary moment.
Yeah, I got a few of them.
Man, hey, you being modest, bro. You being modest.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You gotta stop that shit, man.
Hey, Chop. You know how you ever watched Key and Peele?
Key and Peele? No, never heard of him, bro.
Well, it's a sketch show, right? So, but basically, Obama had like a dude that used to like to talk shit for him. So basically, I'm the nigga that's gonna like pump Fred up because he ain't gonna pump himself up. So I gotta be the hype man. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta talk that shit for him. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's cool. That's all good. But I know Fred can talk a lot of shit himself if he want to. You get him the right way. You know what I'm saying? But hey, but look though.
Yes.
I gotta come in here, man. And I gotta be a little bit of opposition to y'all, man.
Yeah, as you should.
You know what I'm saying? We all men, and men ain't gonna think alike.
Yep.
That's just nature.
I'm
That's the
glad.
way.
I'm glad there's a platform where you can express yourself. So go ahead.
Right. As long as you do it in a respectful way.
Man, you
You know
say
what
it
I'm
any way you
saying?
understand, and I respond how I want to respond.
Right,
We men,
right.
man, we ain't fight. We can't fight through the internet.
Nah, hell nah. I don't want to fight with you anyway.
Me
Fred, you
either.
in too much. You in too good of a shape. I just started back working out, brother.
Well, we'll get back in shape together, man. What you got? Go ahead.
Okay, man. Now, you know, I feel like Al Haymon has been good for boxing because I know for a fact many times this year, a lot of people came out of a weekend saying, man, the PBC, man, they done put on for us.
Yeah.
Like it was multiple times this year that we was all happy with what the PBC was giving us. And we was saying they was smashing everybody.
Sure.
I was, and a lot of people was. I mean, on major platforms and everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, what he paid these guys, I don't know for sure. And what you read us earlier, the article, that was interesting, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I want to see these black fighters and Latino fighters and even white fighters make their money. You know what I'm saying? The best way they can. And I really don't hear them complaining about Al Haymon. You know what I'm saying? I've heard them complaining about Bob Arum. You know, I haven't heard them complain about what's his name from over the pond. What's the white boy's name over the pond?
Hearn.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn. I really haven't heard him complain about Hearn either. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, he's a black man. He's making a way for other black men to make money that they otherwise probably wouldn't have been able to make. They might have been able to make some good money, but maybe they making more with him. And it seemed like he teaching some of them how to keep that money. Like he taught Floyd. I'm sure he schooled Floyd on, you know, buying properties and other things that he needed to be schooled on. You know,
What about Lonnie B?
Who is Lonnie B?
A black fighter.
Okay. There you go. I ain't never even heard of Lonnie B. What's his knockout streak? What's his record? That's what I'm talking about, bro. If you want to make that money, then you got to be a star. Everybody can't be a star. That's just like saying, oh, you put two fighters in the ring, they always gonna be a draw. No, one fighter is always gonna be better than another fighter. Or some nights you might get a draw, but usually one fighter is gonna beat the other fighter. They're not equal. They can't get paid equal. They can't get fight dates equal. They can't get TV time equal because they ain't equal. You see what I'm? So how can you sit here and say this
You gotta
fighter
mute your phone.
Mute
your phone till I call you.
Hello?
Mute your phone till I call you in.
How can you sit here and say? Okay, how can you sit here and say this fighter that's 5-0, you know, that was in this list that he just named off, that was 5-0 with 2 knockouts or no knockouts, is supposed to get several fight dates in a year? Bro, you not caught bringing no excitement to yourself. That's why you're not getting the fight dates. You don't have the knockout power. People want to see knockouts. That's why they complain.
People don't want to see knockouts. People don't want to see knockouts. So why they trash Deontay Wilder?
I didn't trash Deontay. Matter of fact, that's a perfect point right there. Deontay Wilder is one of the highest paid boxers in the sport, if he ain't the highest paid. We'll say about him, what he getting paid? That's what we talking about, bro. Right? That's the whole issue. He's getting these black boxers paid, man. And I can't
You can't
know, if
say
he
all
lose
black.
money,
You gotta say a few of the black boxers, and it's not just black boxers because Lil Santa Cruz is the one making all the money over there.
he ain't the one. He is making money because he's a good boxer. He got a good following. Yeah.
But he still ain't been in the ring with Gary Russell. Gary Russell ain't fought all year.
Yeah, right. Because okay, you can't make people fight somebody, bro. If that's the case, then Devin Haney will be undisputed right now. You can't make other boxers, oh, they don't want to fight him because he's too dangerous and his name ain't up like that. People, Gary Russell is not a household name. We know him as boxing heads and boxing fans, but he's not a household name, bro. That's why he's not getting the fights like that. Plus, he ain't got the knockout power. People want to see knockouts. He's a beautiful boxer. I love watching him. You know what I'm saying? I love watching him. But I'm a boxing head, though. I appreciate the sweet science. But the average fan, the one that really don't know about boxing, they not going to appreciate him. That's just plain and simple, man. You know? And you know, that's my opinion, Fred. You know what I'm saying? And y'all go on here, chop it up. I'm gonna get out the way, man. I appreciate you letting me speak my piece, brother.
All the time.
I love you, man. Keep doing
big
your
dog.
thing, man.
Appreciate you, big dose.
Yeah.
All right, big dog.
Peace.
Yeah, appreciate
252. What's up?
What's going on, my man? It's Rudolph Lyrics, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up?
Yo, man, I feel what y'all saying, man, about the whole Black Power thing, because a lot of promoters is shady, and a lot of promoters robbing people. But what makes this Al Haymon situation different is that he sells us this Black Power narrative, and he's robbing his fighters. He's not getting his fighters fights and all that stuff. And that makes it even worse than when Arum does, because we don't expect Arum to do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't expect him to be a Black Power dude. You know, we know Arum is a snake. So, you know, when you got guys like Haymon, when they do that, when they robbing fighters and they sell us this Black Power narrative, that makes it 10 times worse than when a guy like De La Hoya, Hearn, or Arum does it. That's just my opinion. That's what I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Haymon involved in the Victory Tour, the Jackson Victory Tour in the 80s? I know Don King was involved in that. It was a big controversy about that.
I only can speak on what I know. I don't know.
I mean, like, I know Don King was involved in it because there was a big controversy about that. You couldn't buy one ticket. You had about like 3 tickets to the Jackson Victory Tour in the 80s. And I could have swore I thought Al Haymon's name was involved. I don't know. Like that. Don't quote me. I'm just saying I always thought I heard his name in that. And it's another thing about this Ortiz Martin card, man. I mean, if we're talking the 90s, man, at best, that would be a Tuesday night fight. At best. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Some of the pay-per-view and the cards they got, man. I mean, you got all those fighters, man, and they're not really making the fights. I mean, they got enough dates, but they're just not making the fights for the people. You know, and the thing DJ early was talking about with MMA, there's a video called Dana White has all-time rank. He was talking about De La Hoya, and he had a stat sheet of what he pays fighters versus what De La Hoya pays fighters. Now, I'm not saying that the top stars in boxing obviously make more than the MMA top stars in MMA, but Dana White, when he was on his rank, he had his pay sheet, and De La Hoya's another guy that doesn't pay his fighters, like the lower level guy. He had facts proving that guys on the contender was making more than the undercard fighters on Golden Boy promotion. I don't know if you ever seen that rank.
I didn't see it, no.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, but yeah, brother, man, you know what I'm saying? I love the channel, man, and I love it when you talk about the NOI, because I'm definitely gonna buy that. I got to buy that documentary, but
it's a short film. You'll enjoy it. It's a short film. You'll enjoy it.
And the thing is, I actually made a mini documentary about the NOI, but I never put it online because it's always getting flagged because I'm using like clips from the movie and real clips and interviews they doing. But it's something about, and I'm getting off subject from boxing. We're gonna talk about NOI, but it's something about a lot of people about Muhammad Ali and the NOI that a lot of people are not talking about. Like, it was Elijah Muhammad wasn't the only one. He was the only one with a harem of young chicks, and I do have proof of this from interviews that Ali has said himself. Because I've
send it to me.
Hundreds of hours. Huh?
Send it to me.
Oh, yeah. You giving me offhand. You got my number. Get my email. But I have proof of this. I don't want to really put it out there because I know black
Send it to
folks
this
love
number.
Muhammad Ali.
Send it to this number.
Huh?
Send it to this number.
Oh, text. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it to you. But I know a lot of black folks love Ali. But like I said, I've spent hundreds of hours since my teenage years, man. Because I'm in my 40s now, like studying just assassination of Malcolm X and the NOI and all this stuff, man. And I like this is before YouTube and all this stuff, like my own research and all this stuff, man. But brother, man, look, I understand. Look, the Nation of Idiots have deep following, and there's nothing you can tell a black person, most black people that follow them, that these brothers ain't right. These brothers ain't right, man. A lot of the stuff these guys are doing ain't right, and it's just I just think it's sad. I just think it's a sad thing, but I'll definitely get that to you this phone, man. Like I say, keep doing what y'all doing on the show. I love what y'all doing with the show. You're not here to cupcake for nobody and protect nobody's feelings. You're giving it straight, real, raw like it is. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Peace, brother.
Appreciate you. What's up? What's up, Eden?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what you got?
Kyle look like you about to pass out.
Yeah, he sleep now.
Man, hey, listen, I'm dying right now. I ain't even gonna lie.
Well, get out of here.
Man, real quick, man. It was a brother in the chat, man. I was hoping that he would beam in or call in because I really wanted to hear his perspective on it. Big Chop, unbiased boxing. He was in the chat. He was I was hoping he would call in. I asked him to call in a couple of times. But now I'm trying to get this straight, man. So basically, these cats are just sitting on the roster and not fighting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have a certain certain name boxers, of course, that are getting their money, but so these guys are just sitting on the roster getting what, base pay? Is that what I'm understanding?
They're not getting a check if they're not fighting.
Right. So because you said it yesterday, that as a fighter, you want to fight at least 3 times a year.
Minimum.
So and respect my tech, he said in the chat that a lot of these fighters are wanting $1 million to fight, that they're not accepting a lower amount to fight.
Yeah, and that's why you take the averages out. If you think that's a discrepancy, you take the top 2 out, the bottom out, and you average it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just doing whole numbers. We're not doing individual cases.
Right. And see, and I want to piggyback off of what DJ was saying about the UFC. There are a lot more fighters on that roster, but yet you got guys that are fighting 3 or 4 times a year over there.
You don't have the infrastructure, I don't think. You know what I mean? I don't think he has the infrastructure to carry it out.
Right. Right. I mean, so I don't know how much is that do you place on the Haymon, because even even Mickey Bay didn't really have anything bad to say about Haymon when doing an interview with Trill.
Yeah, that's an individual case.
Right.
Deontay Wilder ain't gonna say anything bad about him. Earl Spence ain't gonna say anything bad about him.
Right.
It's all individual.
It's all individual. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I supported Al way before boxing, man. These guys are late to the party when Al was doing concerts in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's how long I, been supporting now. But yeah, that's crazy. That they got that many fighters on the roster and guys aren't fighting.
Yeah, I mean, there are guys that. So you can say there are guys that want $1 million, and then you can say guys there that want fights, that just want to fight. So you just do the averages.
Right. Okay. All right, man. I'm gonna let y'all shut it down, man. I'll get back with y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank you,
All
champ.
right, my brother. Okay.
All the time, dog. All right, let me share this real quick. All right, we're gonna pay the first 3 minutes. That what you want? First 3 minutes of Kyle premiere.
No, I sent you the actual movie, right?
This is the movie. Oh, this is the trailer. My bad. Straight war story. I'm looking. Nope, I don't have it. I thought I had it. I had it, but it's not in my.
And niggas in the chat, y'all let me know what y'all think about it when you know what I'm saying we are watching.
I do have it.
Huh?
I do have it. Let me see if this is the one. Yeah, this is it. I have it. Congratulations, dog. I have it. This is it, right, Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna watch the first 3 minutes of Kyle's film. Make sure you guys H Money Boxio. This motherfucker, I'm gonna start calling you Charlie O. Oh man, here we go. Let's watch the first 3 minutes. 3-minute world premiere. Kyle Davis, The Real War Story. Mute my mic.
I talk that shit to my hood, how we done lost it all. Had some good and bad times, never thought we would fall. It's like we even up the score, then we missed the ball. Lost many in my hood, and we missed them all. Can't trust nobody, don't know who to call. Know some niggas line you up, put you on the stall. Learn everything about you like a catalog. Some brothers in the system and they standing tall.
Some folding up, telling all shit so small. Get out in the streets and they let it brawl. It's a race to my dreams down a long haul. Obstacles in my way, I start to fucking crawl. Gotta get it by any means, it's the casting call. Free the gang that's behind the walls. Say it twice, let you know that I mean it, dog. Come from where I'm from, now you the underdog. Trying to control your life, just like an analog. Life is blurred times, moving like you in the fog. Only the real in the streets gon' feel my pain. What do you see? You see it?
Having him young, seeing him growing up. I mean, it was good, man, because I see where they come from. Because I wasn't his trainer at the time. I was around him a lot. You know what I mean? And I see him in a lot of different tournaments and stuff. You know what I mean? What's it like now? You're older and you can't able to have anything for your team. Oh, see, the thing about that is that he should have been here a long time ago back. But we had no problem with the what's the promoter? He tried to say like he was a promoter, but he really wasn't a promoter. He was like a matchmaker. And Josh had no problem with him. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? But I didn't want to go down there and train him. Because he had other guys down there. And he still wanted me to be on the team, but I didn't want to go down. You know, because I had all these other guys up here. You know what I mean? But no, he was still in here, but his pop told him to come back up here. That's why he's up here now. You know what I mean? And see, he should have been right there with Boots.
Should have both days turn up at the same time. In Utah, we all went down there together.
So what would you say? What would you say? Actually,
well, you know what people don't understand. He's not only a punch, he can box too. You know what I mean? And he's not a quick too. But most of the time, he like.
It's your film, man. Go.
Oh, nigga, I couldn't hear it. Nigga, I couldn't hear you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. It's all you.
You know, that was just a little clip of Bozy Ennis. That's the father of Jerron Ennis, as y'all know. But yeah, man, that's just a little clip, man. You know, if that's the beginning of the film, just understand like the magnitude of this film, man. When you kick it off with Bozy Ennis, man, telling you that this man should be where Jerron Ennis is, man, but one bad situation can fuck up a whole career. And that's basically what we're trying to get y'all to understand about this whole Al Haymon shit. This is the very thing that Mickey Bay is talking about. When somebody is in charge, they can fuck up your whole entire career. So he got into it with a matchmaker, and then he was signed with Cameron Duncan. And then so the matchmaker, they wasn't getting along and shit like that. So, you know, that's how it went.
And so how can they purchase the film?
So right now you can cash at me for a pre-order. You can get it early. You know what I'm saying?
And how are they going to cash app you?
Oh, cool, Kyle D on the cash app.
Can they
and then DM me on Instagram?
Can they copy and paste it from the website? Can they copy and paste it from the chat?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
Kyle, can they copy and paste it from the chat?
Copy and paste what?
The chat. The copy and paste it to the chat so they can copy and paste it.
Oh shit! All right, man, I'm half asleep, nigga.
Copy and paste it. Copy and paste it, and so they can just pre-order it. You're probably gonna get a couple pre-orders right now, and so go to that link Kyle is putting in the chat, and we as good as gold.
Hold on.
I know there's a few people that want to watch it. That want to finish watching it right now.
I'll put the link in the chat.
There you go.
And then that's the Cash App, and then that's the link to my Instagram. But I'm working on the website right now. I'm working on getting the website done right now. So it would be one link.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sunday we gonna purchase the film. You think it'll be ready by Sunday? So
yeah, I'm gonna put some shit together for sure. Cause I'm having somebody do me a website where all you gotta do is fill out your information, whatever card.
In the meantime, just put on Vimeo, one transaction, and just use the Vimeo link until you get the website done.
For sure.
Yeah, so that way, I mean, they gotta get the film, y'all. Get the film. It's important. Get the film. Get the film.
Come Saturday, y'all. I'm gonna put it on Vimeo. Also, if the cash app it to me, boom. You know what I mean? So you can, you can have it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great documentary. I'm not saying it because it's mine, because if it wasn't shit, I would not share it. Well, yeah, man, it's great, man. It's fucking great, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, don't forget, y'all, 9 Wives, man. 9 wives.
Now, don't mix the promotion. Don't mix the promotion. They see it in the thing. Yeah, just go to go to his Instagram, the boxing section TBS as it is on the name, and go support him. And Sunday we're gonna get 100 people to purchase the film. I gotta think of a controversial topic to get 500 people in here, so we'll think of something. And Al Haymon should be in jail. I'll think of something controversial to get people in here, but yeah, man, we'll do that on Monday. I mean on Sunday. All right, and then don't forget the 9th or the 8th. We moved the show up to 7:30, so that'll be cool. That's a great start. East Coast people, thank you guys for staying on my head. I totally appreciate you, and that's where we're at, man. And so we're gonna do that. I genuinely appreciate you guys coming in here, and opposing views is always welcome here. I don't oppose it, and yeah, speak your piece. It's important. It's important. It because you're speaking for people in the chat who can't call in. You know what I mean? And yes.
Hey Fred.
Yes.
And I got the rights to James Page, former world champion. That's one of the documentaries I'm working on too in the summer.
Good.
That's gonna be fucking crazy. That one is gonna be fucking crazy.
What's his story?
So you know he was a world champion. He was signed with Don King. Some shit happened. He ended up doing some fair time, and ended up messing up his career. He was in and out of shit. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
And,
looking forward.
Huh?
That's dope.
Yeah. So that shit gonna be fucking crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
He said he got a whole lot of Don King stories and shit like that. So
keep pumping them out. Keep pumping them out. Keep pumping them out. It's important, and every story should be told. I definitely agree with it. Every story should be told. You know,
I'm doing the minimum of 4 documentaries this year. That's the minimum I'm doing.
Well, you got 3 days. You got 3 days to get them out. Anyways, man,
funny.
Hey, this is the only week where you can say next month, next week, or next year. You have the option. This is the only week in the year.
Yeah.
I saw that on a meme. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, but it's going down, man, in a major way.
It is going down. I appreciate. Thank you guys for coming in here and sticking it out, man. And I know y'all love Al Haymon, but y'all got to call in. Call in and give your facts. Don't let my facts be the only facts to stand on this show. You got time. Call in. I don't screen them. I don't screen the calls. But if you get boring, I'm gonna say last thing. Do my best. So yeah, man, we're gonna support Kyle's great film. And it's exciting. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm proud of you. I'm very proud of you, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to do your first project, man. And
man,
any more to come.
And they like from what you learned from your first project, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna get better and better. You're gonna get better. I'll watch it this weekend. Tomorrow's my off day. No, Friday. So I'll have a block of time to watch it Friday. So you'll be hearing from me this weekend. And but yeah, it's cool.
Man.
Should be celebrated. Should be celebrated.
It's great, man. It's great, man. Listen, I'm be honest with you, man. I really appreciate you, Big Fred. You don't understand, man. You know what I'm saying? The push you gave, man, to even start this shit, man.
Gotta do it.
Is what got us this far.
Yeah, you gotta trust your parachute. You know what I mean? Your parachute is your 4 kids and your wife. You gotta trust them. And they stood by you, so you got it done. And that's the credit, So
yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. She's so fucking solid. You know what I'm saying? She always riding for niggas, man. So, she get on my damn nerves, but shit. Beautiful struggle.
Oh, we got a big show tomorrow, Mickey Bay. You should see my notes for this show. Damn.
Nigga. Hey, nigga, you've been nigga.
What?
Ever since you hit me on the gram, look, I've been on it, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
I thought the show was tonight. That's how like pumped up I was, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I got them all on my phone, so I'm excited for that interview tomorrow.
Yeah, man, I got some shit.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun interview, and the whole boxing world's gonna be watching. So,
because I met him.
Great, that's dope.
And because one of his fighters is one of the young homies. And
Ari
shit.
Jones from your area.
Yeah.
Floyd's gonna be watching tomorrow. Leonard Ellaby's gonna be watching tomorrow.
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna tell Leonard Ellaby ass up tomorrow too.
Yeah, they watching tomorrow for sure. They probably watching now. I mentioned Al Haymon's name, but they watching, and I don't care. I don't care.
You know what we do care about though, Fred?
What's that?
The song. Play the song, Fred. Shout out to DB, man, the great philosopher, man.
Oh, Javon, K. Sims, Brother Code, Champion Heart, School of Skills, man. Welcome back, man. Welcome back, man. Brother Code, Javontes, Mr. Robinson, G. Heezy, Champion High, Mamba, H Money. It looks like a great film, man. It looks like a great film. Let's put that on the screen so people can see that's the last thing they see in the show. Federal 6, man. Appreciate you. School of Skills. Appreciate you. H Money, K. Sim, Mamba, Harry E. Thank you. Thank you. Andrea, thank you. Thank you. The Messenger, D-Man, KJ, what's up? Singing OG, thank you for staying up, man. I know you got to get up and do your show. Well, you got afternoon. It's early for me. 10 o'clock for me. Batch, man. What's up? The Messenger. K. Sims again. Boxing King Archives. Thank you. Thank you, Big Dose. Appreciate you.
People Hernandez.
Hernandez in the building. Appreciate you, big homie. Appreciate it. Looks like a great film, Kyle. Looks like a great film, Kyle. Looks like a great film, Kyle. Support, support, support. Hey, it's all in what you do, hey. Things you gotta do, hey, hey, hey. Oh shit. When much expected, much is given. Ooh, this show gonna be hot tomorrow.
I'm excited about this shit, Fred.
You can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant.
Hey.
What's that? It's impossible for me to disappoint because I know the story.
Man, listen. And I got some cross references and everything, man.
Yeah, have fun with it.
For the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
Just my personal statement. Run a game like I'm A6. Learn to develop patience, determined to be the greatest. Yeah.
When do you set the film?
Say it again.
When do you set to film your the next movie?
May 19th, Malcolm X's birthday.
Okay. Now, so like, is a short films your thing for right now?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get back into documentaries. I'm definitely gonna get up.
Me, we're gonna alternate. When you come to the documentaries, I'm gonna go make a short film.
Yeah, I just want to get inspired. Appreciate you, Big Dose. I just want to get inspired. Got Mickey Bay coming in tomorrow. Should be a great show.
Hey, listen. It's going down, man. It's going down. It can only get better.
It can only get better. That part will be true. Dun, 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 dun.
Fred about to go eat his pistachios
right now. I already
drink his orange juice RT.
Hey, when I was watching the thing, I went in and got some I went and did that.
We drinking tea or orange juice today? Fred, what we got?
I think I'm gonna do tea. I think I'm gonna do tea tonight.
You've been on that tea lately, man.
I went to Trader Joe's earlier this week. Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's definitely going down, Fred. I'm excited. I'm set to film January and February, and then I think March, skip April and May, pick up in June and July, and then August take off because my kid's birthday. September take off for mine and my kid's birthday. Yeah. So yeah, it's going down. But I may not film in June because it's my anniversary and I think we're about to renew our vows and shit. So we might have like a little ceremony and shit like that. So, but for sure we getting 4 out. We pushing 4 out.
Love y'all, man. We out of here. Appreciate you, Kyle. We going over to the boxing section.
No, we not.
No show tonight?
No. Eyelids for sure.
All right, peace. We gone, man. Holla. See y'all tomorrow, man. Love y'all, man. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. And if you disagree with me, call me. Call me. Go on, man. Love y'all.